this. Invest for today and tomorrow. Vision Credit Union makes it simple with two
Alberta.ca, Alberta's only regulated online gambling website.
RRSP with guaranteed returns, or a mutual fund RRSP offering higher growth potential with exciting opportunities. With an RRSP, you'll save on your income tax, grow your investments tax-free, and get closer to your dreams. Whether it's retirement or your first home, the deadline to qualify for 2025 tax deductions is March 2nd. Learn more at visioncu.ca.
Give me fuel, give me fire, give me that which I desire.
The Jason Gregor Show.
He's going to take off on one, then Dozer wins his one first and goes diving from the end zone. Touchdown!
On Sports 1440.
Presented by PlayAlberta.ca, Alberta's only regulated online gambling website.
Round into that. Beth sets up. Over downfield. And second. Come on, shot. Makes a pass. They will clinch Indiana's first national championship.
What a tremendous Tuesday afternoon. How are you? And welcome to the Jason Gregor Show. Sports 1440, sports1440.ca, YouTube, Facebook, X, and Instagram. As always, brought to you by our title sponsor at playalberta.ca, where you can get in the game and use the Gregor Show odds boost, where you can get some extra juice on some of the games. Enjoy it. Of course, Oilers, can it happen? Can it happen tonight? 3-game winning streak, which seems like a lot harder than it should be. But that is how it's been for the Oilers so far this season. But we'll see. Tonight is as good as night as any for the Oilers to win 3 in a row. Now, there's lots of signs that are pointing in the right direction. Did you know the Edmonton Oilers, top 5 in the NHL post-Christmas in goals against, tied for the second best percentage on the penalty kill. Obviously, they got the best power play. Offensively, they're fine. You never really have to worry about the Oilers' offense. They score more than enough. Third highest scoring team all year long. I'm not worried about offense. But now that the Oilers are limiting their egregious giveaways, they're reducing their goals against, they look pretty good. That's why they've only allowed 1 goal in their last 3 games. And now they'll take on a New Jersey Devils team who, like the Oilers, are playing their 3rd game in 4 nights. The difference is Edmonton's been at home since late Saturday night, early Sunday morning. Whereas New Jersey left and they traveled. They were into Calgary. Now they come into Edmonton. They did get a 2-1 overtime victory last night, but they lost. Luke Hughes, he's out. Shoulder injury. Out for indefinitely. Who knows how long it'll be. Looks like a separated shoulder for Luke Hughes. So, and New Jersey's got a little bit of drama going on there. There's a whole Dougie Hamilton. We're going to sit you out in the hopes that maybe you'll agree to a trade somewhere that we don't want to trade, that you don't want to be traded to. So it is it's not great. They've won 9 of their last 25 games. And this was a team that early on had started pretty well. Remember when they were 8-1 to start the season? Everyone's like, break up the Devils. They're going to be great. Well, yowzer. They were good in the first quarter and a bit of the season, but not so much since. Right? As I mentioned, their last 25 games are not good. If you're a New Jersey Devils fan, it's just simply hasn't been good enough. It's hard when you go 25 games and you only win 9. you're not winning very much. It's hard to improve on teams. They've been outscored 81-51 in their last 25 games. So basically, they're averaging 2 goals a game, 2.04, and they're allowing 3.24. Their power play, 17.5%. Their penalty kill, 70.9%. It's not good. Now, the Oilers in that time are 15-7-3. They've outscored teams 93-62, and their power play is 37%. Their penalty kills at 82%. Pretty significant difference between the two, I would say. So we'll see. Tonight is a night where the Oilers, and if you want to have some fun, you could look at the other teams in the league and their 3-game winning streaks. How many have they had compared to the Oilers, who have 0? Tonight is opportunity number 9 to get a 3-game winning streak. In the previous 8, they went 0-6-2. Got close twice. Not good enough. So we'll I'm curious. The other little difference today. I've been covering the Oilers for 25 years. Today was the first time I can recall the starting goalie, because usually you have what's called the starter's net. And whichever goalie takes shots for the majority of practice in the net where the Oilers defend the first and third periods, that, as long as I've covered the Oilers, that's been the starting goalie's net. Forever. There'll be the odd time where they rotate and you're kind of like, well, which goalie's starting? Because they're both rotating evenly. Today, Ingram was in there for the first half, basically the entire morning skate of the game day. It's not overly taxing. And then, he switched other ends. Jari came down for about maybe 3 minutes. So I'm like, oh, Connor Ingram is starting. All right, I guess Jari's going to wait and he'll start against his former teammate. Makes sense. I understand it. Turns out, not the case. Tristan Jarry likes, just out of habit, when he comes on, he likes to go left. That was the answer I got. Likes to go left. It's probably because in Pittsburgh, where he's played his entire career, on home ice, he always warmed up on the left. It's an odd thing, whatever, but it's the only thing I can think of. Now, I'll be curious to see, because most goalies, the reason why in the morning skate, they like to be in the net that they're going to be in for 2/3 of the game is just a comfort thing. They know, hey, this is where I'm going to be, visualizing things from here, first and third periods, away you go. Jari, different. Now, this is also his first home game as an Oiler. He hasn't played at home. That's why I hadn't seen this before. Because on the road, usually the visiting team's at that end. So he warms up there. No big deal. But I'll be curious if that changes. Do we see him over time say, you know what? I'm starting. And in Edmonton, the starter's net is at the other side, because that's the 40 minutes I'm going to be playing goal. Maybe he won't. Doesn't really matter to me. I don't care. It's just kind of funny. I'd never seen it until today. So, and hey, everybody has a different, whatever's worked for Tristan Jarry to this point in his career, keep doing it. I don't care. I'll just know, hey, you know what? When Jarry's in, that's kind of who you think. Now, it can be a little bit where you think who's starting, who's not. But right now, if I'm Chris Knobloch, I'm just rotating. Now, some people thought maybe Ingram's going to start on Thursday. I guess it's a possibility. But you have 8 games leading into the Olympics. Tristan Jarry's been injured twice this year. I would just keep rotating. The last 5 games, well, tonight will be game 6 of them going 1 game on, 1 game off. And I like what Kevin Woodley said yesterday. Don't have it if you win, you keep playing. Because you could play, like, think about it. Look at Connor Ingram's game against the Islanders. He allowed 1 goal. He played great. But they lost. I think once you put in if you have an equal rotate, well, if you win, you keep playing. I don't love that. If you like how both goalies are playing, just rotate them. Right now, eventually, maybe Jarry can play more if you think he has to play more. No problem. But coming off an injury, and it's been, my understanding, similar, not exactly the same, but similar areas. Why not rotate? Ingram's played great. Jarry's played pretty well, too. It's a great problem. Now, it sucks for Calvin Pickard, but I'm not sure I see a scenario where he's going to play one of these next 8 games, because the Oilers they got home game tonight, Thursday, Saturday, next Tuesday, next Thursday, next Saturday. Or is it next Monday, Wednesday? Or Monday, Thursday, Cons? Is it Monday, the Ducks game? The Ducks game might be Monday, and then it's Thursday. You can check that out. But either way, they're playing 3 games this week, and then they're playing 3 games the following week. Yeah, it's the Ducks game is Monday. So it's Saturday, Monday, then they have the 2 days off. And then they play at on Thursday and the following Saturday. Then they have 2 more days off. Then they host the Toronto Maple Leafs in February on the Tuesday, and then they're into Calgary on Wednesday, and then they're gone for 3 weeks. Well, actually gone for a month in Edmonton anyway, because they don't play another home game until March. Because when they come back out of the Olympic break, so their last game is February 4th in Calgary, and their first game back will be 3 weeks later on Wednesday, the 25th in Anaheim. They play Wednesday there, LA on Thursday, San Jose on the Saturday, and then they're back in Edmonton on Tuesday, the 3rd of February. So season ticket holders, you have a month off. Oiler fans, you'll have a fair amount of time off. But something tells me you'll be watching hockey. Olympics, both the men and the women, as Canada looks to it's for the men anyway. It's not defending your title because technically, didn't win not technically, they didn't win, but it wasn't NHL players. Last time it was NHL players, they won, and we'll see if that continues. The New Jersey Devils, as I mentioned, no Luke Hughes. He is out for tonight's game and is out for the foreseeable future, unfortunately for him. Oilers will go 11-7, as we outlined yesterday. No real surprise. The lines are going to go McDavid with Hyman and Podkolzin. You will have Nugent Hopkins with Roslovic and Frederick. You're going to have Howard and Savoy as wingers. And basically, Nugent Hopkins, Roslovic, or Frederick are probably going to double shift in that. Those guys can all play center. I think you'll see a different combination there. McDavid might get a shift or two, but he's already playing a lot. Probably don't need to play him that much more. And then you'll have the Lazar, Janmark, Mangiapane line. Curtis Lazar is playing his 600th NHL game tonight. Good for him. Pretty good accomplishment, man. It's nice numbers. He joked today, goes, it's taken me a while to get from 500 to 600 because he battled injuries last season, being a little bit in and out of the lineup this year. But Curtis Lazar's game has come on here. He's been really well, played very well, lately. So we'll talk to him on the program today. On defense, you're going to have the same 6. The question will be, does Alex Regula get more than 5 minutes tonight? I know that sucks for him, but their 60 are playing well. And I don't know where they're going to slide him in. Now, if the Oilers get up big like they did their last 2 games, then I could see him get a few more regular shifts. But if not, he's probably not going to play a ton. And that's how it is. The Devils did get a win last night in New Jersey. I mentioned Hughes will be out, but they got Jack Hughes with Timo Meier and Jesper Bratt, Heischer with Mercer and Palat, Glass with Hemanaho and Gritzak, and then Cotter with Connor Brown and Evgeny Dadonov. On defense, Brennan Dillon, Brett Pesce, Siegenthaler and Kovacevic, and Nemec and Hamilton, and Jake Allen is scheduled to get the start in goal tonight for the New Jersey Devils. 833-401-1440, 833-401-1440. You can always text us there. Coming up on the show, Chico Resch, sick name. Chico Resch, of course, former NHLer, longtime analyst for the Devils, will join us. Josh Szymanski, young forward for the Condors. We'll talk a little AHL, but also he's going to the Olympics, playing for Team Germany. So we'll talk a little bit about that and his expectations, where he might slot into that lineup. TR will be by. Dave McCarthy from SiriusXM. We got Tater, Jason Strudwick, Spec, DVD. So we got a loaded Tuesday edition for you. Also, if you saw it last night, Indiana, national champions in football, 16-0. 2 years ago, worst program in football. You got to give their coaching staff a lot of credit. And I saw the clip, and I didn't even remember it, from his opening press conference when they asked him about why you're taking this job, and he just says, I win. I'm a winner. Google the stats. And he was right. Like, he didn't say it like arrogantly. He just said it very confidently. And 2 years later, he's a national champion. That is unbelievable, Connor Halley. It's like, when you consider Hoosiers, like, I don't think a lot of people follow, and I don't follow NCAA football like Declan does to that level. Like, obviously, it's my job to know sports, so I kind of know what's going on. But to the level of how bad they were for so long, like not even in the conversation ever to be competitive. And in 2 years, you build a winner. That is damn impressive for Kurt Signetti, Connor Halley.
Yeah. I win. Google me. It was a great line to the introductory press conference. And he's right. Like anywhere he goes, he finds ways to win. And brought players over from James Madison, and they continue to have a pretty decent program. But it's unbelievable to do what he did. I'm just kind of scrolling through here. They've had a couple winning seasons going back to 2019, 2020, but still finishing fourth in the Big Ten. And it just haven't been doing much. And then last year, like Curtis Rourke under center, had a heck of a run with the team, and they took that next step. And then bringing in Fernando Mendoza, and his story is so cool. 2-star player from Miami, right? Transfers there this year, and it worked out unbelievably. And yeah, he wasn't putting up the huge numbers, but it seemed like any third and long they'd convert. The run he had, his John Elway moment, jumping into the end zone, taking the hits to make the play, it was outstanding. And I hate to say it, Gregor, the Vegas Raiders, I think they got a good one coming their way, first overall in the NFL draft. And it was just a really good college football playoff, and cool to see different teams getting in on the mix. The Hurricanes, they haven't been that good since the early 2000s. Indiana never really. Very cool to see. And the Big Ten, again, for the third straight year now, Declan, winning the national championship. SEC might be shaken.
Oh, they might be. They might be. We'll take a quick break. We will return. We're going to talk some Devils and much more. It's the Gregor Show, presented by PlayAlberta.ca.
New Year's resolutions. We all make them. We all say we're going to start eating healthier, or going to the gym, or starting that new hobby. But at GS Construction, we actually follow through on our New Year's resolution, because it's the same every year. We promise to set the groundwork, literally, for another year of progress and growth. And we've stuck by that resolution since 1974. So start that all-you-can-eat diet. GS Construction is going to start planning right now for the year ahead. For more on what we do, visit gsconstruction.ca.
Oodle Noodle origins.
In 1864, Francis Oodle took over his dying father's business as a leatherman. He was quite proficient, but his heart was never truly in the trade. After his father's death, Oodle met a cocksure young man named Vladimir Nudell, who was a trailblazer in the popular new art of food boxes. They formed a partnership and aimed to ply their trade in the New World. At Ellis Island, Nudell was renamed David Noodle, and henceforth, the franchise has been known as
Oodle Noodle.
Whether you're a craft beer connoisseur or more of a wine aficionado, there's always something new to discover at Sherbrooke Liquor, a unique family-owned independent liquor store. The selection? Incredible. The non-alcohol section is also very impressive. Sherbrooke Liquor, expert, knowledgeable staff with a passion for unique finds. More than just a liquor store, we're a community. Alberta's best, the one and only Sherbrooke Liquor. Wine, spirits, and oodles of beer. Visit SherbrookeLiquor.com.
When picking a New Year's resolution, try to avoid things you have no influence over.
Like bringing home the cup? That would be awesome.
But completely outside your control. Instead, pick something you can control, like bringing home some Wilhauk beef jerky.
That would also be awesome. But what if we brought the cup home to Canada and it was filled with Wilhauk beef jerky?
Okay, I'll allow it.
Wilhauk beef jerky, only available in Leduc. Get yours today, because you don't win cups with salad.
Hi, Mike here from Northgate Chevrolet Buick GMC. Happy New Year. I just wanted to take a moment to say thank you. Thank you for everything in 2025. With your help and your support, we fed almost 500 families. We donated to various charities in the Edmonton area, and we're going to do it again in 2026. Please stop in and see us today, 13215 97th Street, or visit us online at northgategm.com.
You're in Northgate country.
You matter. Your mental health matters, and you're braver than you think. Not Alone is an organization focused on creating a space of acceptance and support through tough, meaningful conversation. My name is Tyler Smith, and you are never alone. NotAloneCo.com. It's okay to not be okay.
Do you work for a company that wants to reach people who love sports? Or maybe you're looking to hire people who love sports. Sports 1440 partners with dozens of local businesses, connecting with tens of thousands of Edmonton sports fans every day. On the radio, on the listening apps, on YouTube, and on social media. Contact our sales team today to see what Sports 1440 can do for you. Email Gregor at sports1440.ca to get started.
This is the sound of a Toyota Tacoma arriving at the trail with 2 high-performance snowmobiles in tow. And this is the sound of a Tacoma arriving at school with 2 high-energy kids in tow. 2 extremes, 1 Tacoma with a powerful I-Force engine. Now's the time to get yours. It's time to Toyota. Lease a 2026 Tacoma Double Cab SR5 from $115 weekly for 60 months at 6.69% with $6,899 down. Visit shoptoyota.ca or your Prairie Toyota dealer today.
Reason number 59 why Nissan is built for our winter. Because when winter storms make on-road feel like off-road, we've got you. The Nissan Rogue comes standard with intelligent all-wheel drive and remote engine start to conquer even the harshest winter conditions. Right now, you can lease a 2026 Rogue S for 0.9% for 36 months. Visit your local Nissan dealer today or nissan.ca for more details. Conditions apply.
Visit your local Edmonton and area Nissan dealer for more information.
From the first face-off,
Sports 1440
is your home for hockey talk.
with live coverage.
Expert analysis and pre- and post-game shows.
We bring you closer to the game. Tune in 24/7 only on Sports 1440, Edmonton's sports station.
Please allow me to introduce myself.
Portions of this hour brought to you by On the Rocks. The Oilers are back in action, and OTR is ready to be your hockey headquarters. $5.75 Molson Canadian, 69-cent wings, and play score and win every game. See more at ontherocksyeg.com.
This is Sports 1440, where Edmonton talks sports.
On YouTube, Facebook, and X.
Here's Jason Gregor.
Brought to you by playalberta.ca.
Rolling through Tuesday afternoon, it is game day. The Oilers hosting the Devils. This is game 2 of an 8-game homestand for the Edmonton Oilers. This is the take on the Devils tonight. Penguins Thursday, Capitals Saturday, Ducks Monday. Then next week, they actually have an extra day off between games before they have who's coming to town before the Minnesota Wild? San Jose. There you go. San Jose, Minnesota, and then Toronto. And then into Calgary for 1 game, and then they're off for 3 weeks, like everybody in the NHL as the Olympic break goes. This will be the second meeting of the season tonight, the Oilers and the Devils. The Devils won the first one in New Jersey. And Connor McDavid, did you know he has a point in every game he's ever played against the Devils? He has a 17-game point streak against the Devils. Only active streak longer against one team is 20 games by Leon Draisaitl against Chicago. So McDavid will try to continue that. And more importantly, the Oilers will try to continue their defensive play, allowing only 1 goal in their last 3 games. The Devils, big win last night for them in Calgary, 2-1 in overtime. Unfortunately, though, they lose Luke Hughes to a separated shoulder, and he's going to be out for quite some time. As we go around the NHL now, brought to you by McDonald's, and $5 McValue meal is here right now. Whether you want to get it for your McMuffins or the McDouble, only $5 at participating McDonald's. As we are joined by a former NHLer, longtime analyst for the New Jersey Devils, Chico Resch joins us. Chico, welcome to the show, man. How you doing?
Well, thank you, Jason, but I got to correct you. Not everybody is off for the Olympic break. Unfortunately, the best players in the league will be playing. I'm going to tell you right now, I'm not a big Olympic fan during the regular season because we just lost Luke Hughes last night. What if we lose somebody else and somebody else? I mean, I don't get it, but I know it all sells and money talks, and that's why the Olympics are taking place. And that's why these games, as you know, Jason, are so jammed together it's really not fair to the fans. Okay, I've said my piece because there are some games, and you guys had one against St. Louis, where their energy level was so slow. But they're tired. Players are tired. But enough of that. Okay, let's see what you got going. Throw some questions at me. Okay, I vented.
Yeah, there you go. I like it. Chico, the Devils, like, they lose Luke Hughes, which is a terrible injury, but they still got six pretty good defensemen. Like, depth hasn't been a problem in New Jersey. You look at their blue line tonight. You still got Dougie Hamilton, and you got Nemec, who scored the overtime winner again. And you've got Brendan Dillon and Brett Pesce and Jonas Siegenthaler and Jonathan Kovacevic. Like, New Jersey has one of the deepest blue lines in the NHL. What's happened the last 25 games to this team? They can't score very much, and they're giving up way more goals than they did early. Like, on paper, they should be better. What's gone wrong?
Well, I'll just tell you this, Jace. Could you tear up that paper, and I'll tell you about 5 others or 50 others you can tear up, because on paper doesn't mean anything. But you were right about our defense. Our defense is still our strength. It's going to have to be tonight against the Oilers and what they're facing. But, the inability to score has been our biggest problem. I mean, our goaltending hasn't been bad. It's just, but if you only get 1 goal, maybe 2, that's a tough challenge for the goalie. So we got to score more, but you know what? We're not getting balanced scoring here. I mean, Nico's got 15, Mercer's got 12, Myers got 13, Brad 11. Actually, Connor Brown has 9. But you know what I mean? We don't have like anybody like near 20 and stuff. So it's been a lack of scoring as well last night. And I got to tell you, Jason, if you watch hockey as long as I have, 50 years in the NHL, and you can tell me exactly what teams score, unless you're Connor McDavid and Draisaitl and those big boys, but why teams can score sometimes and other times they can't. And confidence. Well, that is part of it, but there's got to be something more. And so for us, we're trying to figure out, the Devils are, how they can put more pucks in the net.
Well, yeah, and it's like, I looked at it, their last 25 games, they've only scored 51 goals. And it's hard in the NHL to win nowadays. It's hard to win 2-1 every game, because that's essentially what would have to happen if you want to win. When you're only scoring 2 goals a game. And like, I know Jack Hughes, that injury, he hasn't come back to the same level that because Jack Hughes, when he's on, he's the guy that he's probably like a half a game for your team, automatically, half a goal a game extra when he's going, right? Maybe even close to a goal. So how much of his play afterwards is just simply that, maybe there's not the mobility or anything in his hand that slowed him down offensively? Because his numbers are much lower than you would normally see from Jack Hughes.
Well, I mean, that is true. Like last night in Calgary, he had 3 or 4 great chances, but you got to put him in, and he does affect everybody. I think the biggest thing, I looked at you guys at, Edmonton has a 30% power play rate, and we've got 20. And I know it doesn't seem that tremendous, but at the key times of the game, it is.
Oh, yes.
And I think that's the big mystery, why we haven't scored more power play. But even, here's the thing. Okay, we have got a very, very good defensive lineman. We got 6 guys even tonight that are very good. But you got Bouchard. How much does a defensive core affect the forwards up front scoring off the rush once they do the forechecking and turn pucks over? That's the question to me, is our defense like Dougie Hamilton and even Luke Hughes. They're putting up a few numbers, but they're not injecting into the overall 5-on-5 goal scoring. And I can't say I know, because I don't, but I just look at stats like you do, Jason, and I think we really need a little bit more from our defense to help our forwards. But, I mean, that is the question mark for the Devils. How can they score more?
Yeah, and until they do it, it's going to be hard to win. You got to batten down the hatches. And against a team like, you look and say, okay, well, can we shut down McDavid? It's easier said than done, especially the run that he's been on, as of late. But if I look at a matchup tonight, and I know that the Devils don't have the last change, but is it fair for me to assume that Pesce and Dillon, is that the deep air, or is it Siegenthaler? Who do you think they would, in an ideal world, like to get out more against McDavid?
Okay, well, you're going to put Pesce, and I think you're going to put Siegenthaler only because he's very mobile, you know?
Okay.
But I was looking at this, okay? Let's be honest. The best line in hockey, all of hockey, is Lettman,
McKinnon.
Netcash,
Yeah.
and McKinnon. Okay, but the best player, and this is voted on by the players every year, Connor McDavid. So how do you shut him down? As you know, they're going with only 3 centermen, but is that an advantage to the Devils? Because McDavid might double shift some shifts. So shutting him down is absolutely going to be key tonight. And, you know, the Devils have done pretty well against the Oilers. Jake Allen's playing. He got a shutout last year here. I mean, it doesn't mean anything. It doesn't necessarily carry over. But, no, if you don't shut down McDavid's line, 9 out of 10 times you're not winning the hockey game. And I think that's the focus for the Devils tonight as well.
Chico Resch joins us. Nico Hischier is obviously the best defensive center for the Devils. No question. He's the guy that probably want to get out against them. Andre Palat, he came over when they signed him, a lot of experience. And, I've heard some rumblings. Oh, maybe they're looking to move him and Dougie Hamilton and everything. How you played the game, Chico, and when you hear those type of things, how much do you think that's impacting Platt and Hamilton?
Not at all. Not at all. Like Andre Palat knows who he is. He got 2 goals one game. And Andre Palat, here's the dilemma. He knows he is a third line player now.
Yeah.
He's playing on our second line. Okay. And everybody's trying to make trades. I hear, this team wants another game changing forward. Well, yeah, who doesn't? This team wants that. But I really believe we have to get one more top forward because it's been Bratt and Hughes. Well, they call it a line because it's 3 guys, and Hughes and Bratt haven't had a regular winger, and they need that. And so that's a big part of the problem. And Dougie Hamilton, he's making $9 million. He's got $9 million next year. And I like Dougie. He's a nice guy. But if I said to any team, look, you can have him for nothing, but you got to take all $9 million. They're saying, no, we're not going to do that. Rasmus Anderson just got traded, and Calgary had to pick up a couple mil of his contract. That's the dilemma, is which teams want to take that on their salary cap. It's not just the player. And so when people talk about, you got to trade him, I'm saying, well, just tell me who. Don't say you got to trade him. We know that. But who? Who's going to take him? And that's what drives me crazy, is everybody's saying, you got to do this and that. But like even Edmonton, they're a little bit hog-tied with their salary cap. So it's like it's never been before in the National Hockey League, and that is trying to acquire players down the stretch to the trading deadline and fit it into your cap budget. So, but the Devils they do need something up front to inject some energy.
Dougie Hamilton, you talked earlier about offense. It's only a few years ago. The guy had 74 points in the back end, 22 goals. And then he had 16 points in 20 games. Then he got injured, came back. Even 40 points in 64 is pretty good. But this year, he's only got 15 points in 44 games. Now, maybe that's because the forwards aren't finishing off some of the plays, or maybe he's not making as many. But like Hamilton has been a really good offensive defenseman, for many years, Chico, but his numbers are way down this year. Any explanation why? Anything you're seeing that's lacking in his game?
Well, he's 32. But this is the problem in trading. People trade for players they remember from 3 or 4 years ago. But I've been around the league. That's not the same player you're getting. It's like Boom Boom Bouchard. I've watched him. His defensive decisions sometimes, I said there last year, I said, the problem with Bouchard is he doesn't know why he's getting into trouble. I don't think he's getting it. Maybe this year's better. He doesn't know why he gets in trouble, but he also doesn't know how to get out of trouble. And the thing with Dougie Hamilton, he was scoring points, but he got traded 3 times. It wasn't working for him. So he comes to the Devils, and they're saying, hey, we got to play defense. We're not like a team that can outscore the other team. So he's really concentrated more on defense. He's more engaged. But the biggest question is, Jason, he hits the net a lot. He's got a rocket out of the shot. It's kind of like going back to what we talked about earlier. Why doesn't the puck go in more for him? He got a nice rebound assist the other night, a couple nights ago. But it's not producing the points, even though he's still shooting the puck. So, but he is playing much better defensively. And those are the mysteries of, the fans trying to figure out, why isn't that guy doing more of that? Why isn't he playing better like he did last year? Huberdeau had a record goals last year, and this year we saw him last night. He's awful. Like I'm not being hard on him, but come on, buddy. You're making $10.3 million. These fans are coming to be entertained. Do something. And he's not alone. There's just so many guys like that now. And I don't know what's going on in the league, but I don't think there's the accountability to the players like there used to be. And I get this year with the Olympics, I can see why the guys are tired. They're not robots. They are tired. And then it's game after game. Like we're just, playing 3 and 4 a bunch of times. So my point is with Dougie, he is trying probably harder than he ever has, but he's 32 and he's not just playing high risk. He's really trying to play strong defensively. So I think that's a little bit of what you're seeing.
Okay.
And in power play. Sorry, Jay. He's not the automatic on the power play. You know who's been our best defenseman is Simon Nemec. And he got the winning goal last night.
Yeah.
But he got sent to the minors. And I know a lot of guys, if they were sent to the minors, they can reflect and learn not under pressure. They can work on things. And he said it was the hardest year last year, but he's made the biggest jump. So again, it's Dougie Hamilton. He's not automatically on the first power play like he used to be.
Yeah. Okay. That totally makes sense. I want to get your thoughts quickly though on like that division. You're in the Metropolitan Division and it's still pretty wide open, after Carolina. The Islanders, I think, Matthew Schaefer has definitely surprised everybody with how well he's played, and Sorokin's back to be an elite goalie. So that helps them. The Rangers, you mentioned like, hey, Huberdeau play better. The Rangers are a tire fire, Chico, in your backyard, like an absolute tire fire. And I don't see a quick fix for that team. Like they're going to trade Panarin. Like I don't know what direction they're going in under Chris Drury, to be honest.
Well, no, and trust me, he's under fire. Everybody's asking the same question, because if I said to you, Jason, who is this up and coming terrific young player for the Rangers? For the Islanders, you're going to say Schaefer, Celebrini, Bedard. You got teams that you can build a fan base around and your team around. But I look at the New York Rangers. Who is one young player? You're not going to build them around Panarin, Zibanejad, right? But they're nice fillers. But honestly, Jade, I feel bad. They have nobody in the minors. They have no one. And they're a bit like Vancouver, who I like. But I say to who is the up-and-coming player in Vancouver that you're going to build around? It's tough for those teams. And, last thing is, Washington's been struggling. Now, you just answer this for me. They lost 5. They're losing at home. They're getting pounded. They go into Vegas. Last night, they went 2-1.
Yeah. Well, Urson, guess
why?
You know what happened? Their goalie made some saves finally. That's what happened last night. We'll see if it happens again. But yeah, Urson, I think he started 20 games, Chico, and I think he's only had 5 games where he has a save percentage above 900. And
who's this?
Urson, Samuel.
Oh,
Urson.
Yeah. Their goaltending hasn't been good. But even there, but they don't have an elite forward.
No.
I mean, the guys like here in Edmonton, 2 elite players. It's such a gift and a bonus. And then you got Winnipeg. I don't know. They don't seem to be getting it together. I can't figure any of it out because I'm chalking it up on too many games in too short a period. And players they're not mailing it in because they're trying, but it's kind of a mail in because they just don't have the stamps to put on the letter to mail it in. But it's so hard. If you don't have, even Celebrini's fallen off a little, and every player does. But that's why I was saying to my partner tonight, I'm so excited. There used to be a saying in hockey, so-and-so is worth the price of admission just to go and watch him skate and do all that stuff. And Connor McDavid's that way. And you guys are so blessed to have him here. And then Draisaitl as well. But, then there's other issues that I know the Oilers are dealing with to get to the cup. So it's interesting. And I don't think we can figure it out. Now, I feel for GMs. like Chris Drury, you're talking about the Rangers. I don't even know what he can do. Unless he got a first overall pick, and he's not going to get that, I don't know what he's going to do.
Yeah, that's true. Chico, great stuff, man. We'll see you down at the rink tonight. Enjoy the game.
I sure will. If we win, score some goals, I always enjoy it. Thank you.
All right.
Okay, buddy.
Chico Resch, absolute beauty of a guy. He's been around the league for so long. Oh, I love it. Huberto, play better. Just random little comments. Chico gets fired up. It's great. I don't know if any of you ever listened on Sirius, but I have Sirius XM, and so you listen to the NHL channel, and they have different games on all the time. Right, so you get to listen to different announcers. Oh, Chico just makes me laugh as a color analyst. He's got some classic comments in the game. It is hilarious, and he pulls no punches. So if you have Sirius every now and then, you might want to check out a Devils game. Chico is he's entertaining, man. He is very entertaining. 241. Jason Gregor, Connor Halley with you. Sports 1440, sports1440.ca. It's the Gregor Show presented by PlayAlberta.ca.
Hear ye! Dragon fruit has returned to Booster Juice. Prepare thyself for the legendary alchemy of the Dragon Slayer smoothie, Pink Dragon Booster Mixer, and Dragon Booster Ball. Yeah. Does the dragon taste like chicken? Nay, Booster Juice uses only delicious tropical dragon fruit. No dragons are harmed. Get thee to Booster Juice before dragon fruit vanishes once more.
Booster Juice, Canadian-born, blending since 1999.
You've got a go-to coffee spot, a trusted barber, even a lucky game day jersey. But when it's about looking your absolute best, there's only one name you need. Mr. Dirk. Family run since 1939, we're experts in crafting impeccable tailor-made suits and offering a wide variety of everyday styles. Pair that with personalized one-on-one fittings and the convenience of on-site tailoring. Mr. Dirk elevates your style game. Visit our Edmonton store or explore MrDirk.com. Score big on style with Mr. Dirk.
60 years ago, we started selling trucks as Western GMC Buick. Today, we are Wolf GMC Buick. We're still located on the corner of 184th Street and Stony Plain Road with the same ownership for over 2 decades. Our customers have trusted our family-owned, community-driven business. And for that, we are thankful. If you're looking for a truck or SUV, pop in and one of our seasoned professionals will get you a great deal, hassle-free. Come trust our team at Wolf GMC Buick. Wolf GMC Buick. We're making it easy.
Hey, Edmonton, did you know a local Play Alberta winner scored over $500,000 on Mega Jackpots Ocean Bells? Think about the season tickets you could lock down with that kind of cash. From major casino winners every hour to jackpots worth millions and hundreds of popular games to money that stays in the province, there's never been a better time to sign up for Play Alberta. Download the app today to get started with casino, sports, and lottery all in one app. Must be 18 plus to play. When you gamble, use your game sense.
What a performance by Action Electrical today. Their projects team kicked things off, designing and building with unmatched skill.
Then the service team swoops in for those crucial repairs and maintenance. And don't forget the testing team, ensuring everything's safe and sound before the solar team scores with sustainable energy.
A complete team effort. Have Action Electrical bring home a win for you and your project. Visit actionelectrical.net.
I'm Grant Fedork from Leading Edge Physiotherapy, and sadly, some people think orthotics are just glorified shoe cushions. But I've seen a runner drop 8 minutes off her marathon, a grandmother ditch her painkillers, and a 12-year-old nail her long jump, all thanks to custom foot orthotics. So if your feet are screaming for help, flat, high, or funky, that pain's heading to your knees, hips, even your lower back, our professionals will assess you and, if indicated, custom fabricate a pair of orthotics made just for you. Happy feet make a happy person. Feet shouldn't hurt. LeadingEdgePhysio.com.
The job isn't done until the last load is hauled, and having a semi-trailer out of commission is not an option. Whether replacing or adding to your convoy, Edmonton Trailer has a huge inventory of new and used semi-trailers, trusted by the gravel, logging, oil field, fluids, and freight industries. Find a trailer right for you online or at one of their 3 locations. For sales, service, parts, rental, and finance, when you're in it for the long haul, Edmonton Trailer.
When the ground freezes, you wonder how anything can get done. And instead of staying outside in temperatures that would make a polar bear cry, you head inside where it's toasty and warm. But that's not what GS Construction does, because while the ground freezes above, we plan below, rebuilding and revitalizing the systems that keep our communities working year after year. Now, don't worry. GS Construction promises to do everything safely and efficiently, and we'll wear our extra warm clothing outside. For more on what we do, visit gsconstruction.ca.
Noodle, 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 noodle. Noodle, 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 noodle,
Throw the load down to Oodle Noodle tonight because dine-in is open. Edmonton's go-to station for all things sports is Sports 1440.
From Low Tide to Kevin Carrius and Jason Gregor, we deliver the latest on your favorite teams.
Tune in 24 hours a day, 7 days a week
to Sports 1440.
Portions of this hour brought to you by Cantork, made in Canada, made for Canada, where extreme isn't theoretical. Find your solution at cantork.com.
The Jason Gregor Show, the best of Edmonton sports talk and beyond. This is Sports 1440.
Presented by PlayAlberta.ca, Alberta's only regulated online gambling website.
2:45. Welcome back, Gregor, Hallie, Sports 1440, sports1440.ca, YouTube, Facebook, X, and Instagram. You can always text us 833-401-1440, 833-401-1440. I have a special guest, Josh Szymanski from the Bakersfield Condors, who's having himself a very good rookie season in the American League with 27 points in 36 games after playing a few years for the Staubing Tigers in the German Elite League of hockey, and wanted to try his luck in North America. And so far, from a distance, stats look great. He's winning a lot of face-offs, getting a lot of ice time, and probably had a thrill of a lifetime when he got the call that he's going to go to the Olympics to represent his home country, Germany, coming up in less than a month. Few weeks away. Of course, that tournament gets going on the 12th of February, so should be a lot of fun, I would think. Anyway, as we get to our Olympic report, brought to you by Legacy Heating and Cooling, home of the no payments, no interest for 1 year on your furnace. Stay warm all winter. LegacyHeating.ca. As Josh Szymanski joins us now. Josh, welcome to the show, man. Welcome back. How you doing?
Thank you. I'm doing good. How are you?
Hey, I'm doing excellent, man. It's been quite a rookie year for you in North America. You come over a little bit older, and I remember when I talked to you when you had first signed, and I actually talked to your coach and stuff, and he was very confident that your game would adapt well to the North American game. And from afar, it looks like it has. I know it's not easy to play in the American League, but what do you feel has been the major keys for you to have success and make the transition look pretty smooth so far?
Yeah, I mean, obviously, just the first couple of weeks when we were in Edmonton, I think it helped me a lot, being around the guys there, and then going down to Bakersfield and just getting the confidence and playing in key situations. And then my line has started to get hot. I was playing with Hudson and Ice Howard for a while, and we started producing and whatever. So it's just getting confidence, and then just being around the guys for sure. That's helped me the most.
Yeah, you know what? Obviously, you want to play with some skilled players, and you've shown your offensive side, but I've talked to Colin Chalk about your game a lot. And obviously, he's relied on you to become a really good face-off guy. Is that something, Josh, you take a lot of pride in? How do you get good on face-offs?
Yeah, for sure. I mean, if you looked at the the first couple of weeks, especially, rookie tournament or like the rookie games, and then just the preseason games, I wasn't really too good. So in North America, it's very different. It's very important to win draws. You start with the puck. So I've been working on it a lot with the boys here, and obviously also in Edmonton when I had the chance. Get as many tips as I can from the guys, and just after practice, getting the group of centers or whoever wants to take faceoffs together and just drop a couple pucks.
Okay, so just practicing, and big, strong guy. Everybody, I'm sure you learn a few tips and you figure out, like, everybody has a certain move that they like. I'm not going to ask you what your move is or anything, but have you noticed that? And do you kind of study some of the other guys in the league to kind of know what their tendencies are when you get in the dot?
Yeah, for sure. I mean, even during the game, watching what the other boys do is, I think, pretty important too. We talk in the missions or during the game what they see and what they think works. And so, with face-offs, it's kind of hard because you always have to adapt. Everybody has so many different things that they like to do. So I'm just trying to adapt and figure out, the best way to beat the opponent.
Josh Szymanski joins us, of course, with the Bakersfield Condors, but also, Josh, very exciting. You're going to represent your country in Germany. Tell me, walk me through when you got the call that you were going to represent your country.
Yeah, it was obviously, it's an amazing opportunity. So, it was actually during Christmas break, and I was on my way. I was in Sequoia National Park, and I was on my way in the car to Monterey. And so I did have an interview in the car, actually, from a German, I don't know, some German newspaper or whatever. So it was funny. I got the call from our coach, and then I had to call him back because I was doing the interview. So pretty funny, but no, it was amazing. Obviously, the internet is not so good on the roads in Cali when you're somewhere in the middle of nowhere. But obviously, very happy, very thrilled, and just excited to get it going.
And so, Josh, you came over. How well, if any, did you know Leon Draisaitl before you joined the Oilers organization?
Well, I knew a lot of him, obviously, but when I started talking to Edmonton, he reached out, and just very, very friendly, and it's not something he had to do, so it meant a lot for sure. And so I didn't really know him that well, but I got to know him, over the last couple months, and so I'm very fortunate to have him there for sure.
And, obviously, he's a big deal in Germany. He's one of the best players in the world, but he's the greatest German hockey player ever. And, just scored his 1,000th point, and, is a guy who's on pace to probably be top 20 of all time. How has his, success, do you think, resonated for young German hockey players?
Yeah, I mean, it's obviously a person, especially, I think, my generation and the younger generations going forward, that, you look up to him and you see what he does. And obviously not everybody has the talent and whatever, but I think it furthers the development in Germany, and makes it more attractive for kids as well to start playing hockey because, he is well known.
Yeah, for sure. Josh Szymanski joins us. Josh, your Bakersfield Condors team, not only are you having success, but the team itself, it's one of the best teams they've had. Lots of young guys. You've seen some of them come up to the NHL and come back down, and you're a guy who's now put himself in that conversation as well. Just talk about maybe the team success, what you've liked so much about your team lately, as you've been one of the hottest teams in the American League.
Yeah, and I think we have a lot of fun as a group. We talked about it. We have a lot of young guys, and it's a lot of fun going to the rink, and obviously we put in the work as well. So, it's just this combination of playing for each other and, having fun while doing it. And it's been great for sure.
What have you found has been the biggest adjustment, if any, adjusting to how you played in Germany to how you play in North America?
I've been asked that a lot actually by my buddies back home, and I just think it's for me, like, being more aggressive and playing the body and getting used to being hit every shift,
Okay.
and the cross checks and whatever, just those little things. It's very different because we've been talking about it in Germany, or it isn't like that. You have more space. You kind of don't have to play the body as much. So, I think that's been the biggest difference for me.
And with your side, do you feel like, now that you're kind of getting used to it, does it complement your game? Do you think it's good for you to play, with your size? You say, hey man, I can handle the physical play. Like, I don't know, does it get you more in the game at all?
For sure. I mean, obviously, even in Germany, I was more like, on the forecheck, trying to finish my hits and stuff, regardless of the ice being bigger. So, I think it helps me for sure, just because I'm closer to guys, I can get my body in there, and I think it complements my game for sure.
Yeah, well, watching the games from my vantage point, it's like, I think it kind of suits your style very well, for certain. Lastly, what's your plan? When are you heading over to the Olympics?
Well, we fly out on the 7th of February, so yeah, not much longer till then. I think we still have 7 games left here.
Okay.
So, just gonna keep my mind on that for now, and then when the time is right, I'll think about what's to come.
Have you talked to the coach? Like, do you have any idea what kind of role, where you're going to slot in the lineup?
No, I don't. I don't even know if I knew if I was able to talk about it.
Okay.
But no, I don't. We have a lot of guys that can play center. So, I don't mind being on the wing or center. So whatever they want me to do, I'm ready to do. So, it's going to be exciting.
And I know that the hockey, like, not all the venues are right close to one another. But if you could watch, not play, if you could watch any other Olympic sport, what would you be like, man, this is a sport I really want to watch?
I mean, just from how cool I think the sport is, or
yeah.
I would really like to see the jumpers, the ski jumpers,
Okay.
or I don't know what it's called in English, but
Yeah,
I
ski
just
jump.
think it's crazy what they do.
Yeah. No.
But other than that, maybe like freestyle or something, like snowboard or whatever.
Okay. Now,
like,
can you
just
ski?
something like that?
Can you ski or snowboard?
I can ski. Yeah, I think snowboarding looks cooler at all. I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah. Well,
yeah.
Go try it, Josh. I'll tell you, it doesn't feel cooler when they first start. It's the most frustrating thing, because I skied and then I tried snowboarding, and man, it just you fall and you fall and you fall and you fall, and I just didn't have the patience to do it. But everybody tells me once you get through the first day, then normally it's better. But it might be the most humbling, frustrating thing to learn.
Yeah, I mean, I just always see the people when I ski, and I see the people snowing, and I'm like, oh, that looks so sick. Like, I want to do that, but I'd probably just stick to skiing. I don't think I'm young enough to try snowboarding now. I think I just have to stick with my guns for now.
Dude, what are you, 23? Yeah, you're young enough to try
Oh,
snowboarding. You're young enough to try snowboarding for sure. Well, Josh, congratulations on a great start in the American League with the Condors. Continued success there, and have an absolute blast at the Winter Olympics.
No, I really appreciate you. Thank you.
That is Josh Szymanski. He's a good character guy. He just seems like a fun guy. And you know what? It's talking to Keith Gretzky. He said Szymanski's just every day he comes to the rink, he's smiling, he's happy to be there. And that rubs off on guys, right? You like to hang around with people who are having a good time. And why not? Like, this is his first year in North America, and he's opened up some eyes. He's played really well. He's really improved on faceoffs. I loved his honesty. That wasn't very good to start. And he's become one of their go-to guys on draws. Big, strong. I think the physical game probably suits his style of play. Now, with Szymanski at the NHL level, he's probably a bottom six center. Nothing wrong with that. A guy who can win faceoffs, physical, kill penalties. Like, teams wish they had an abundance of those type of players as your third and fourth line center. And, you know, if you look at Edmonton, you know, there's definitely in the future going to be an opening, I think, and some competition for a fourth line center spot to start, right? Lots of guys started there. Doesn't mean you can't work up. Todd Marchand started in the fourth line. Sean Horkoff started in the fourth line. We can go down the list of guys who started in the fourth line. Not everybody's McDavid and Draisaitl who get to start in the top six because they're ready. And Szymanski is a player to watch for me. Like, I know there's been lots of talk about a lot of the other guys, and the other prospect who I talked to two scouts the other day, and they're like, the one guy who they think might be the most NHL ready today for a specific role is Järventie. So just a name to watch and follow. Big, strong, can really skate. He's not as flashy as Howard. Probably doesn't have the potential to play up in the lineup as high as Howard, but for a specific role, two different scouts from outside the organization told me they think he might be the most NHL ready. Said as a bottom six winger. So some food for thought. So the Oilers, it's been like, think about it. You've got Howard, you've got Hudson, you've got Szymanski, you've got Järventie. Like, when was the last time the Oilers had four young prospects who a lot of people think have legit, not like pie in the sky, but legit potential to play? Not to mention, you throw in Marjala, right? He's now not right away. He's got to get a little bit stronger, but he's another young guy, 22 years of age. He's got 33 points. He's almost a point a game player in the American League. Like, that's really impressive. Like, they got five young offensive guys who've opened the door, and you couldn't say that about Edmonton's farm system in a long time. So give them credit to their pro scouts. They obviously Buffalo didn't sign him. Became a free agent after he was drafted in 2021, and Edmonton signed him, right? They found Szymanski. They signed Hudson out of college. They traded for Howard. They didn't draft any of these guys, but they brought him in. Obviously, they traded one of their picks for Järventie, and we'll see in the future how many of these guys can play. But at least they've got some, and not to mention Savoy's only 1 year removed from that. So they've actually got some guys in the pipeline for the first time in a long time. Get to the Con Man and a Sports 1440 update brought to you by Fountain Tire. Tires, auto repair, service, they do it all. One-stop shop. Take care of your vehicle. FountainTire.com.
It's game day. The Edmonton Oilers taking on the New Jersey Devils just after 8 o'clock. We've got a 2-hour pregame show with Andrew Walker, Donovan Paulson, and Landon Ferraro getting going at 6 right here on Sports 1440. Elsewhere around the NHL, Kings host the Rangers, the Jets taking on the Blues, Sabres and Preds, Stars host the Bruins, Sens in Columbus, Lightning up against the Sharks, and the Wild in Montreal. In the association this evening, the Raptors taking on the Golden State Warriors. That gets going just after 8. You've also got the Jazz and the Timberwolves, Spurs in Houston, Bulls host the Clippers, and the Suns taking on the 76ers. BCHL tonight, Spruce Grove hosting Trail out at the Thompson Family Arena. That gets going at 7 o'clock. In the AJ earlier today, it was Devon over Drumheller 4-2. Right now, Calgary and Fort Mac tied at 1 apiece after 20 minutes. And in the PWHL, you've got Ottawa in New York at 5, and Seattle takes on Toronto at 8. Coming up in hour 3, two of the Jason Gregor Show, we'll be joined by our co-host, Terry Ryan, also Dave McCarthy from Sirius XM NHL, and we'll ask 5 questions. I'm Connor Halley. This has been a Sports 1440 update.
This is Sports 1440, a Stingray radio station broadcasting on Treaty 6 territory.
Download the free iHeartRadio app and listen to CKJR wherever you go.
I'm Colin Livingston, president of Cantork. Cantork has always been a forward-thinking company, but now that we've turned 25, I can't help but take a minute to take a look back. Thank you to everyone that's been with us along the way.
Japa Machinery Group knows that XCMG may not roll off the tongue, but Japa's team will help keep your construction jobs rolling on time and on budget with heavy equipment sales and rentals. Visit japamachinery.com to find out more.
Silent Rides is one of Alberta's premier specialty charter companies. With our luxury motor coaches, we provide our customers with the safest and most reliable ground transportation services. Our seatbelt equipped, top-of-the-line motor coaches have become the preferred carrier for many local sports teams, tours, corporate outings, and other various travel needs across Western Canada. For more information and to request a quote, contact sales at 877-748-0991 or visit silentrides.ca.
Looking for the perfect gift? Here's the gift of great taste with a Loca Quality Market gift card. Redeemable at any Loca Quality Market or Loca operated restaurant. It's a treat for food lovers. Ready anytime. Grab yours today at loca.ca.
Tuesday afternoon. How are you? How are
Lawnmower Hospitals in your corner? Keep pathways clear of snow with the Echo PB770T backpack blower. Or go even bigger with a huge PB9010T. Right now, buy select commercial walk-behind BCS sweepers and get the Echo
Gregor,
9010T for free. The Lawnmower Hospital has pet-safe, plant-safe ice melt, too. Visit lawnmowerhospital.com.
The Lawnmower Hospital. The job isn't done until the last load is hauled, and having a semi-trailer out of commission is not an option. Whether replacing or adding to your convoy, Edmonton Trailer has a huge inventory of new and used semi-trailers, trusted by the gravel, logging, oil field, fluids, and freight industries. Find a trailer right for you online or at one of their 3 locations. For sales, service, parts, rental, and finance, when you're in it for the long haul, Edmonton Trailer.
Every morning, you look in the mirror and see less of yourself. Hair loss can feel like losing a part of who you are.
But it doesn't have to be that way. Hi, I'm Dr. Vance Elliott. At Advanced Hair and Skin Surgery, we understand the pain of hair loss. Our advanced hair restoration solutions won't just bring back your hair, they'll help you face the mirror with confidence.
Good morning, you sexy beast.
Visit drvanceelliott.com today because it's time to be the man you remember.
From the local rinks to homes and businesses across the province, Alberta's rural natural gas utilities are here to fuel life affordably, reliably, and safely. We're members of the Federation of Alberta Gas Co-ops, providing natural gas to keep our rural neighborhoods warm and connected every day. It's local, dependable, and it's ours. To learn more about the Federation of Alberta Gas Co-ops and our members, and how natural gas fuels your community, visit fedgas.com. Alberta's energy. Game on.
Measles outbreaks are occurring in Canada, including Alberta. These outbreaks are highly preventable. Measles is an extremely contagious disease that is spread easily through the air. The best way to protect yourself, your family, and your community is to ensure you are up to date with your immunizations. Don't get measles. Get immunized. Visit alberta.ca/measles to find out if you're up to date and what to do if you're not. A message from the Government of Alberta.
From the locker room to your radio, Sports 1440 is Edmonton's sports leader. Real talk, big personalities, and your texts. It's interactive. It's fun. It's where Edmonton talks sports. Sports 1440.
Hey, Edmonton, did you know a local Play Alberta winner scored over $500,000 on Mega Jackpots Ocean Bells? Think about the season tickets you could lock down with that kind of cash. From major casino winners every hour to jackpots worth millions and hundreds of popular games to money that stays in the province, there's never been a better time to sign up for Play Alberta. Download the app today to get started with casino, sports, and lottery all in one app. Must be 18 plus to play. When you gamble, use your game sense.
Portions of this hour brought to you by Culligan for all your residential water needs. Your local water treatment company, more than just big bottles, Culligan.com.
The Jason Gregor Show, the best of Edmonton sports talk and beyond. This is Sports 1440.
Presented by PlayAlberta.ca, Alberta's only regulated online gambling website.
Just after 3 o'clock, welcome back. Jason Gregor, Connor Halley, Sports 1440, sports1440.ca, YouTube, Facebook, X, Instagram. Thanks for listening. Thanks for watching the show. As always, presented by PlayAlberta.ca. Alberta's only regulated online gambling website where 100% of the revenue stays right here in the province. PlayAlberta.ca. And while you're there, always check out the Jason Gregor Show. We have the Daily Boost, which, of course, Connor Halley, special tonight. Ike Howard scoring a goal. Ooh, we'll see. Also have some Pod Colson's going to get some power play time. So you got a Pod Colson point with McDavid and Hyman. So check out a few parlays at PlayAlberta.ca under the Jason Gregor Show. As it's time to get in the room, brought to you by Action Electrical, Alberta's most advanced electrical contractors with 4 divisions in solar, of course, in service, technology. If you want solar on your home or on a commercial building, contact them today. They can help you out. There's lots of grants and loans to save you money, and you'll start saving money in the long term very quickly in 6 or 7 years. Check it out, actionelectrical.net. As Terry Ryan, who will be in town on Friday, as the Shoresy group will be taking on the Oilers alumni. And TR joins us Tuesday, Thursdays. Joins us today. TR, how you doing?
Pretty excited. Coming out, our flight's at 5 a.m. I'm bringing my dad's coming out. He's going to come on the bench. My daughter's coming out, and her mom, my ex, Danny, she's coming out as well. So we're looking forward to it.
You look at the a few things around the league. What do you? I guess your thoughts on the trades. Obviously, it doesn't impact Edmonton directly because of the player, but it impacts them. Vegas and Edmonton are the 2 best teams in the Pacific Division. There's really no debate on that. And they got Anderson from Calgary, but Calgary got young White Cloud and a first rounder and a second rounder. What did you think of that deal?
Well, first of all, I like White Cloud, and they got a first rounder and a second rounder. I think Calgary made out all right there. So Rasmus Anderson. Well, I mean, was this talked about? I didn't really expect it. Vegas, I don't think are done. Do you? I think they're going to go out and they're still going to go big game hunting. I mean, I got nothing really to go by, just a hunch. But Vegas seems to go for it, and I think whenever they're on the fence, they tend to go for it. And there's a lot of guys available. Well, arguably that are pretty big impact guys. I think they just improved their D. Now I think they'll go for a forward.
Yeah, no, that's fair. Because they actually, in this acquisition, because Calgary retained and they moved out White Cloud, they actually saved cap space, funny enough. So they have more cap space than they had before, just because of Anderson and their 50% of his deal the rest of the way. And it's actually not even, it's 50% of his cap hit, but it's not even 50% of the season. So it's a little bit less. I don't think they're done. The Edmonton Oilers definitely, I don't think, are done. I still believe, TR, I would have Nugent Hopkins, Draisaitl, McDavid as my centers. And when everybody's healthy, I'd have Kapanen on a line with one. I'd have put Colson probably with Draisaitl, Hyman with McDavid. And then I'd fill in, a guy like Roslovic probably with Draisaitl and Pod Colson. They had success earlier. Maybe Savoy's on your third line. And that leaves a first line left winger. I think that's the player the Oilers would like to get. Easier said than done. But I would rather go get a first line left winger and move Nuge to third line center, where some say go get a third line center. What would you do?
In this case, I hate to agree with you every time, but Nuge at third line center only because I know it, and I think he's been proven in that situation, and it's familiar. And I think you go out, you know exactly what you want. And Nuge is versatile; he can do both. But I would go after someone that's, again, easier said than done. But I'd go after a hired gun up there, and see. I mean, as the year plays out, it was so close. Especially the East, right? It was so close that it's taken now. There's a few teams, I mean, I'm pointing right at the Rangers here, that just seem to be so far out of it. I mean, Vancouver, I mean, again, I don't know if I'd want a guy like Pettersson. I really don't know. There's something, clearly there's a vibe that isn't, I'm not sure it's not vibing with his teammates or what it is. Maybe it's not him. I don't know. But that guy looks like a different player. I'm not pointing just at him. I'm just saying there's players out there that all of a sudden now, when teams are, tanking more than anything, and there's more and more players available. So, I mean, I don't know how long does Panarin have on his deal? Is Panarin available?
Well, if Panarin's available, he's a UFA at the end of the season. Now he's got a big cap hit. He also has a no movement clause. He'd have a say in where he wants to go. But yeah, like Panarin as a pure skill guy, there's no available player better who's clearly available that we know is available than Panarin. Would he want to come to Edmonton? I don't see him as a long-term answer just because of a cap hit, unless he's going to shock me and sign for way less. But from a skill perspective, yeah, if you added Panarin, that would fill a lot of holes. The only thing is, like, if I'm Panarin, I know I'm coming to Edmonton, but I also know I'm not going to be in the first unit power play, and maybe that doesn't entice him.
True enough. And I mean, yeah, I suppose, and he shoots right, doesn't he?
Yeah, but he plays the left side. He's always played the left side. So
and he's pretty. He comes in. He's with those one-timers too, which he'd be getting a ton of.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's intriguing. When we can go around. I mean, I'm sure. I mean, if Buffalo didn't go on a streak there, I thought maybe a few of those guys would be around. But it doesn't. But that's it. It's tough. Everybody's in the same position, right? And like I said, especially in the Atlantic, I'm looking at. There's just such a juggernaut, man. It seems like everything changes by the day. So it's intriguing, but yeah, I agree with you. Yeah, to get a first-line winger would be phenomenal. That would be exactly what the doctor ordered, but finding it might be easier said than done. And especially when other teams know exactly that you need, well, you're going to have to pay, right? So that's the other side of it. I mean, hence we're seeing Mangiapane not traded. I really thought that, I don't know, a team like San Jose or Columbus, that there's a bit of cap space that, I mean, he could probably fit that role. I mean, it's probably a lot of pressure to come in and be scoring right away with the Oilers who need to win now. I think someone like that who still has something left in the tank would be, I'm not going to say the first pick, but it would be desirable. I mean, he seems to have a decent reputation for teams like that. But, I mean, I thought he'd be gone by now, so who knows?
Terry Ryan joins us here on Sports 1440. We'll take a quick break. Dave A. McCarthy will join us next on The Gregor Show, presented by PlayAlberta.ca.
I skipped breakfast this morning. Stay out of my way.
Don't threaten me with your bad choices.
No worries. A booster bar from Booster Juice will fix me.
I don't even know what that is.
Yeah, because they're new. Snack-sized bars packed with seeds, pecans, gluten-free oats, all sorts of good stuff.
That sounds lovely, actually.
2 different flavors to try, too. Coconut pecan booster bars and harvest booster bars. Want to skip breakfast with me?
I take it back. You make good choices.
Booster Juice, Canadian-born, blending since 1999.
Legacy Heating and Cooling offers no payments and no interest for 1 year on your new furnace. So, when you wake up to no heat, call Legacy. Call Legacy. If you need it immediately with no overtime rates. If you need it immediately and want to combo it with AC. Call Legacy. Call Legacy. No payments and no interest for 1 year on your new furnace. It could only be Legacy Heating and Cooling.
You've got a go-to coffee spot, a trusted barber, even a lucky game day jersey. But when it's about looking your absolute best, there's only one name you need. Mr. Dirk. Family run since 1939, we're experts in crafting impeccable tailor-made suits and offering a wide variety of everyday styles. Pair that with personalized one-on-one fittings and the convenience of on-site tailoring. Mr. Dirk elevates your style game. Visit our Edmonton store or explore MrDirk.com. Score big on style with Mr. Dirk.
Hey, Edmonton, did you know a local Play Alberta winner scored over $500,000 on Mega Jackpots Ocean Bells? Think about the season tickets you could lock down with that kind of cash. From major casino winners every hour to jackpots worth millions and hundreds of popular games to money that stays in the province, there's never been a better time to sign up for Play Alberta. Download the app today to get started with casino, sports, and lottery all in one app. Must be 18 plus to play. When you gamble, use your game sense.
Got a car you're ready to part with? Find out what it's worth. Fast, easy, and totally free at Go Auto. We're talking top dollar trade-ins, whether it's a little worn or still rocking that new car smell. Just a few clicks, and boom, you've got your value. Text value to 780-777-7777 to start. That's value to 780 all sevens. Why guess what it's worth? Let Go Auto show you the money.
From the local rinks to homes and businesses across the province, Alberta's rural natural gas utilities are here to fuel life affordably, reliably, and safely. We're members of the Federation of Alberta Gas Co-ops, providing natural gas to keep our rural neighborhoods warm and connected every day. It's local, dependable, and it's ours. To learn more about the Federation of Alberta Gas Co-ops and our members, and how natural gas fuels your community, visit fedgas.com. Alberta's energy. Game on.
Excavators, loaders, lifts, compaction equipment, and more. Find the XCMG construction equipment you need. Available for rental or sale at Japa Machinery Group. Japa, helping build Alberta from the ground up for 50 years. Visit japamachinery.com.
Are you looking for safe and professional transportation solutions for your group events and sports teams? Look no further than Silent Rides, Alberta's premier charter bus company. Whether your group is big or small, Silent Rides has you covered. We offer state-of-the-art motor coaches, first-class service, and affordable rates. Get your quote today. For more information and to request a quote, contact sales at 877-748-0991 or visit silentrides.ca.
Portions of this hour brought to you by Leading Edge Physio. We treat pain and injuries head to toe and some other issues that might surprise you, like incontinence, vertigo, neuropathy, and cognitive issues. We invest in the technology, techniques, and skills and people who know how and what to fix. Life shouldn't hurt. LeadingEdgePhysio.com.
This is Sports 1440, where Edmonton talks sports.
On YouTube, Facebook, and X.
Here's Jason Gregor.
Brought to you by PlayAlberta.ca.
.322. Welcome back. Jason Gregor, Connor Hanling, Sports 1440, sports1440.ca, YouTube, Facebook, X, and Instagram. I got to get to this text quickly. Hey, Gregor, did you see Jake Sanderson? He's admitted he was wrong and said he was embarrassed. Yesterday, you said you stood behind Sanderson. Now, after you apologized, the wishes never said it. Do you still stand behind him? Yeah. Because a narcissist, he has to come out and say that, because otherwise people like you and others like, no, he shouldn't have said it. Did he say anything that wasn't true? Yes or no? Did what he say, was it harmful? Was it racist? Was it sexist? Was it bigoted? No, it was the truth. We're allowed to say the truth. And oh, by the way, what did Ottawa do today? Oh, they sent Marilyn into the minors, because guess what? He's not NHL ready. He has an .860 save percentage in 19 games. Right? Hasn't played well all year. This isn't a one-game thing. So you want to say, like Sanderson, he said it calmly. He didn't swear. He didn't scream. He didn't yell. He answered a question. I don't have a problem with someone answering a question. But nowadays, everyone's like, oh, you know what? If you didn't say something perfect, you better apologize. Oh, because what? Your feelings are hurt? Really? Are you the player? Why are your feelings hurt? I don't get it. I have no problem with what he said. I've seen players say infinitely worse things and not get people upset about it. TR, what did you make of Sanderson? If you missed his comment, basically he was asked about his goaltending and he said, hey, you know what? Made a few good saves, but you got to make more than 10 saves. They gave up 6 goals on 19 shots.
I wouldn't be offended if I was the player. No, I did see that. I wouldn't be offended, but it shows what's not panic. I don't know if I would have revealed that hand. I mean, it is obvious. I don't know if I would have said it if I was Sanderson, but I have absolutely no anguish or nothing against what he said, because it is true. And he said it, if you read the quote, it almost looks worse, because if you hear the tone, he's explaining what did happen. If I was the player, I would not be offended. The stats are looking right there. I'm a left winger. If I went out there and I wasn't scoring, I wasn't even, the analytics weren't adding up. I'd know I needed time down. Wouldn't offend me one bit. In fact, I'd probably go over and then talk to the older guys. That's a little bit different. Maybe our generation is different. And even in our generation, I'm not sure. Some people might have gotten offended, but I didn't take much from what he said. Just if I'm on the outside, if I'm another team looking, it showed a little bit of, revealed his hand a little bit. It showed a bit of vulnerability, as we all know is there, but to reveal it so obviously sometimes it's, I won't say shocking, but it's a little alarming.
All right. Let's get to our big guest of the day, brought to you by the Spruce Grove Saints. And, of course, the Saints in action tonight at the Thompson Family Arena as they host Trail. You want to get your tickets, sgsaints.ca. It's their only then they're on the road for the rest of the month. So you want to check out some action, do it tonight, sgsaints.ca. As we welcome in Dave A. McCarthy from Sirius XM. Davey, how you doing?
Boys, what's going on? Good to hear you, Terry.
Yeah, man, it's good to be back. Haven't spoken to you in a while.
Happy belated birthday, by the way.
Oh, thanks a lot, my man. And we're continuing the Shoresy Classic tomorrow out west. We'll stay tuned online.
Ooh.
Davey, what did you make of Sanderson's comments and I guess the subsequent reaction as they did send Merilainen down to the minors today?
Yeah, I mean, a couple of things here. First of all, Levi Merilainen was never supposed to be the guy that carried the bulk of the load in Ottawa this year, and yet he had played 10 straight games. He was in over his head through no fault of his own. He was doing his best. But at the age that he is, there's still a lot of development there that has to happen before he's NHL ready, let alone playing a Connor Hellebuck-like schedule in the NHL. So, he was in a tight spot. What Jake Sanderson said were the straight facts. Like, they need some more stops in Ottawa. Should he have said what he said so bluntly? Maybe in a perfect world, no, but I think that was an indication that Jake Sanderson is well aware of where the Senators' season is going, and it's not going to a good place. And then when you find yourself coming to those realizations, you get frustrated, you get a little desperate, maybe you blurt something out that in hindsight, yeah, like I'm sure he loves Levy as a guy, as a teammate, right? And I'm sure it was never his intention to throw him under the bus, but he was asked a question. He gave us an honest answer, and I had no problem with it. And I think, by and large, guys themselves are the first ones to know when their play has not been where it needs to be. So, Levi Merilainen is probably being like, yeah, I got to make some more stops. He's not telling me anything I don't know. What is worse out of all of this, and I hate to malign the listeners because without them we are nothing, but the guy whose tweet you just read, that is the worst of the worst in this situation, because now that's a guy who's coming at you trying to be like, gotcha. Gotcha now, Jason. What the hell is that? That I have absolutely no time for. Do you have nothing better to do than to run around trying to play gotcha games? Well, what is the purpose of that now? Trying to make you eat crow? Like, I think we have really gone down a bad route in society now, where everything is about gotcha and trying to make you look stupid. Like, why don't we just sit back and say, yeah, what Sanderson said was the truth? I'm sure everybody's a big boy. I'm sure they're getting past it. I'm sure it's not that big of an issue. But the straight facts are the Ottawa Senators season, which was supposed to be building on what they accomplished last year, which was, giving the Leafs a pretty good push in the first round after making the playoffs, has turned into a colossal step back, largely because they can't get a stop to save their lives. That's the real issue at hand here, in my mind.
Yeah. Hey, they got their team. They're going down a path as a group that is not where they expected to be. Their goaltending's been bad. Like, we're talking like some of the worst save percentage collectively. And by the way, it's not like the defensive metrics are showing. Like, early on in the year, Calvin Pickard had awful numbers in Edmonton, but he had an awful environment in front of him. Kevin Woodley said he had an expected save percentage of 864. 864, like, that's one of the worst you could have, meaning, like, and everybody who watched the Oilers, it was giveaway city. Yeah. They were leading to like some egregious that actually hasn't been the case in Ottawa. Ottawa's actually been, their numbers are all right. Like, if you would have just had even average to below average goaltending, they'd probably be comfortable in a playoff spot. So it's a little bit of frustration, but the problem is, you know what? Allmark's out now. They bring in James Reimer. They bring up another young guy from the minors. Like, Steve Stales probably should go out and get another veteran goaltender is what he should be doing, rather than just have James Reimer.
Yeah, I mean, where are those guys available? That's the thing. Like, goaltending league wide is not great this year. Like, there's just not a lot of really good goalies around, and if you have one, they're probably not expendable, especially if you're a team that's trying to contend. You look at Toronto right now. They have yet to have their two primary goalies dressed in the same game, really. And the only reason they're within a stone's throw of a playoff spot right now is because Dennis Hildeby has come up and, quite frankly, probably overperformed expectations to this point. Joe Wall was AWOL, unintended, but not bad line, for the first 6 weeks of the season. As soon as he got back, basically, then Stolarz has been out, and Wall's done his best to carry the load, and Hildeby has come up really strong to the point where, this is going to come to a head in the off season, because when Hildeby can no longer get passed through waivers, he is not getting through waivers anymore. He's played that well. So the Leafs are fortunate that way, but there's just not a lot of, depth goalies around that are good, that if you have one are going to be available. We'll see what happens with Brossoit there when he got acquired. But it's easier said than done. So I like the move of bringing in James Reimer. He was in Leaf camp earlier in the year. And the guy played pretty well the other night. So they're, probably going to hope that he can provide a little bit of a bridge until Linus Ullmark gets back to the point where he can get back in the net. And I just feel like a lot of teams this year, fellas, in terms of their net minding, it's been patchwork. Like, get a guy that can give me 8 to 10 games, and like get to another guy that can give me, and really outside of a few, quality goalies, I think goaltending league wide has been pretty poor this year.
Dave McCarthy, go ahead, TR.
Oh, well, I was going to ask, sorry to cut you off, Jason. I was going to ask you, if you're a Montreal Canadiens fan, you're probably generally happy with the positioning of the team, with the development of the young players, with the inspiration they play with. Now, Patrick Laine's coming back. Where does he fit in?
Well, at this point, I think more of a specialist. I think a power play guy. He's a guy that has an elite shot, and that's never been in dispute. What has been in dispute is where he can impact the game when he's not standing at the top of the circle with his stick in the rafters. So, can they play him select? Like, I would honestly use the guy selectively on the power play, as a shooting option, and try to put him in advantageous positions at 5-on-5. So if you start in the offensive zone, maybe you can sneak him out. for an offensive zone shift, even if it's not with a line that he plays on regularly, but a guy that, if they win the draw and can establish possession, can be a threat. If for no other reason, then you need to respect his shot defensively. So that could open up space for other guys. In terms of playing a regular shift at 5-on-5, that's been severely lacking in his game over the last number of years. And so until he proves that he can be reliable in that aspect of the game, I cannot rely on him to do that if I'm Marty St. Louis. So, he's a weapon for sure, but I think that's on the coach to use him properly. If you're going to play him, 15 to 16 minutes a game at even strength and 3 more minutes a game on the power play, I don't think that's the best course of action right now, because he hasn't proven in a long, long time, really, if at all, that he can handle those type of minutes at even strength. And if you're going to be playing those type of minutes, you're going to be playing against other really good players. That doesn't seem to be a fit. So use him strategically, and I think you could still have a weapon there, and you should get a motivated guy who's approaching unrestricted free agency at the end of the year.
Thanks. Go ahead, Jace.
Dave McCarthy from SiriusXM joins us. Dave, we had a few trades, but one team that hasn't made a trade but then had a big injury last night, the New Jersey Devils. They're in town tonight. They started out the season quite well, but in their last 25 games, not very good. They've only won 9 of 25. In ththose 25 games, they've been outscored 81-51. They're scoring literally 2 goals a game over a 25-game period. Like, that is awful. Absolutely awful. And they're giving up way too much. What goes on in New Jersey? What changes can be made? Now they lost Luke Hughes for an extended period of time with a separated shoulder. Where do you think they go? And do you think the Devils might be sellers?
I mean, at this point, probably I do. I just don't see them being able to claw back into a playoff position at this point. I think they've dug themselves too deep of a hole. You check the standings, and where they sit right now is 5 points out of a playoff spot. I like Florida better than I like New Jersey to claw into a playoff spot. I like Washington better than I like New Jersey right now, though, quite honestly, when it comes to the Capitals, it's been over a quarter of a season for them where they have played quite poorly. But having said that, I still like their group a little bit better in terms of where they're at from a personnel standpoint, and lack of injuries and all that type of stuff. So yeah, I think the Devils probably are going to be sellers. I think, firstly, the Jack Hughes injury around U.S. Thanksgiving really put them in a tight spot. Their team is so heavily built around Jack being an offensive producer, and for him to miss the amount of time that he did really sent the season in the wrong direction. He is nowhere near 100% right now that he's in the lineup, and so you're not even getting him at full production. And so it's no wonder to me, really, that they've struggled to score. The other thing that I think really hurt them was that the Quinn Hughes discussion got in the way, and that, guys understand that if you're going to make a deal, there's probably some guys that are going to be moving out. Some guys have no trade clauses down there, and they're wondering if they're going to get asked. And I think all of that really threw a bit of a wrench into the room, and it was unfortunate considering how well they started. So, like, self-inflicted wounds in a way. The Jack Hughes situation, like, ultimately probably preventable, right? Like, it's an off-ice incident, and accidents happen, but it happened, and it was unfortunate. And then the public pursuit of Quinn Hughes, which I never quite honestly really saw a fit for to begin with. When you have Luke Hughes, that's supposedly supposed to be his role. And I think you kind of got to grow with him a little bit. So I never really saw a fit. I saw other areas of their team where they needed help, like a top 6 winger / middle 6 center would have, I think, been more where I would focus on. And so for the pursuit of Quinn Hughes, I think that, got everybody a little bit on edge, and now they're in a position where they've dug themselves a deep hole. So, I put it this way: this season has not gone the way they want it to go, but I think the prudent move would be to recognize where the season is at and try to get what you can for some depreciating / expiring assets, and then try to come back at it again next year after a strong off season. Because I do think they have a good core in place, but I don't think it's going to happen this year.
Davey, what do you make of the Canucks? They haven't won a game yet in 2026. And hey, our listeners, myself, we've sat through the decade of darkness. So I'm not throwing stones by any stretch. I know when a team sucks, it's painful. You have the coach come out now and, question if they got the right leadership on their group. And I don't think that's an unfair statement. When I look at some of the leaders, Elias Pettersson and others, how much, because they've been on record once as saying they weren't going to tear it down. But it seems like with every passing day, the best decision might be to completely tear it down in Vancouver.
Yeah. I mean, they've been, look, I saw them up close 2 Saturdays ago, maybe now, when they were in town, and they were not good. Like, there was just not a lot of pushback. There was not a lot of compete. It was basically a show up, put our gear on, and, dip our toe in the water, see what happens. Oh, nothing's happening. Okay, check, please, and out. And that's been just too much of the same story for Vancouver in 2026. So when I hear Adam Foote saying he questions whether they have the right leadership, that's an entirely fair statement. Like, what is their leadership right now? I don't see any. Why is Elias Pettersson a leader? Why? Because he makes the most money? Doesn't make you a leader. What has he done to show that he is capable of leading a team in his career? Zero. Is that wrong? Like, I don't think so. He's a very good player. He has the ability to be a very good player. I haven't seen it nearly enough, but we have seen it in the past. But to me, Elias Pettersson is a guy that, you just let go off, do his thing, be a good player, but don't rely on him for leadership. I haven't seen anything like that out of him so far in his career. I mean, like, and that's not a shot, but not everybody is a leader of men, right? Like Phil Kessel, very good player, excellent player on those Pittsburgh Penguins teams that won Stanley Cups when he was here in Toronto and was expected to be the guy that led the team. Yeah, that was not his thing. Doesn't make him a bad player. It just means you're asking him to do something he was either one, not interested in, or two, really not capable of doing. Doesn't mean he's a bad player. As we saw when he moved on, really useful piece on a contending team. And that's how I view Elias Pettersson. Don't look to him for leadership. I think you're asking him to do something that he either, one, is not capable of doing, or two, is not interested in doing. That's fine. Let him do his thing. So I think they're suffering from a vacuum of leadership right now. And beyond that, I just think they're suffering from a lack of talent. Like, you look at that roster. Are we surprised that this is a team that is struggling to win games? There's not a lot of great pieces on this team right now. And guys that are good pieces, I think, are over-slotted in the lineup. And so, you look at David Kampf as your number 2 center right now. Like, come on, right? Like Drew O'Connor's on your second line. Come on. Evander Kane, inconsistent at best. There's just not nearly enough there. So there's a vacuum of leadership. There's a void of talent. And their goaltending has not been very good either. You add all that up, that's a last place team to me.
Yeah. Oh, well, they're definitely a last place team, and that's where they should be right now. There's no point. Don't ruin it by trying to win some games. Obviously, they want to win some. You don't want to lose 11 in a row by any stretch. That's never good. Davey, always good to catch up with you, man. Enjoy the week. We'll talk to you on the brunch on Sunday.
Sounds good. See you, boys.
That's Dave A. McCarthy from SiriusXM. Jason Gregor, Connor Halley, Terry Ryan with you on Sports 1440. When we return, it's 5 questions on the Gregor Show, presented by PlayAlberta.ca.
Are you looking for safe and professional transportation solutions for your group events and sports teams? Look no further than Silent Rides, Alberta's premier charter bus company. Whether your group is big or small, Silent Rides has you covered. We offer state-of-the-art motor coaches, first-class service, and affordable rates. Get your quote today. For more information and to request a quote, contact sales at 877-748-0991 or visit silentrides.ca.
Sure, your couch is comfortable, but watching the game is always better and on the rocks. With crystal clear TVs, you won't miss a single play, and the specials are a major league win. Pre-game warm-up starts with specials 30 minutes before the puck drops. Get 69-cent wings and $5.75 Molson Canadian and Coors Light drafts. And play score and win every game for your chance to win big. Be part of the action this hockey season. See the menu online at ontherocks.yeg.com.
Hey, sports fans, we've got a clear choice for you. At Crystal Glass, we provide customers with the perfect glass for any job. From home to auto and even commercial, installation or repairs, we're your team. Call 310 Glass or visit crystalglass.ca. Crystal Glass.
Does your New Year's resolution include saving money? Then don't miss the store-wide inventory clearance at the Brick. Save up to 70% off in-store clearance items. Buy more, save more on bedroom and dining furniture. Up to 25% off. Save on select major kitchen appliances. Plus, buy 2 or more and save the tax. Finally, a resolution you can keep. The Brick, saving you more. Some exclusions apply. See in-store for details.
The longest running basketball show in Canada airs every Saturday morning at 10 on Sports 1440. Hoop City with Paul Sir introduces a new generation of basketball talk, and it's right here on Edmonton's home for sports, Sports 1440.
Portions of this hour brought to you by EUL. Get your power play amped up with EUL, supplying the City of Champions and Alberta with quality electrical gear since 1975. EUL.ca is your partner in power.
The Jason Gregor Show, the best of Edmonton sports talk and beyond. This is Sports 1440.
Presented by PlayAlberta.ca, Alberta's only regulated online gambling website.
.346. Ooh, Cons. I don't know if I've ever heard that song on the show. Who is that?
ZZ Top.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow.
I recognize it from an old the show baseball game I had back in the day. So
Okay. Jeez.
bit of a change up.
God, I could have had a lot of guesses. I wouldn't have guessed ZZ Top out of that. So nice. TR, did you know that was easy?
I didn't hear the song.
Oh, okay. Well, there you go. Let's get to 5 questions brought to you by The Brick. Does your New Year's resolution include saving money? Well, if it does, don't miss the store-wide inventory clearance right now at The Brick. 70% off in-store clearance items. Also, you can get up to 25% off bedroom and dining furniture right now at The Brick and thebrick.com.
It's time for 5 questions on the Jason Gregor Show.
All right, guys. Question number 1. We'll get a prediction for tonight's Oilers-Devils game. And who do you think will score the first goal?
I'm going to say 7-4 Oilers, and Newfoundlander Dawson Mercer gets the... Wait. The Oilers got 2 shutouts in a row?
Yeah.
Okay, I'll change. 3-0 Oilers. Got to go for the shutout, even if I'm broadcasting.
Oh, wow.
There you go.
Oh, well, you know what? New Jersey is not scoring a ton. The Oilers have only allowed 1 goal in their last 3 games. They've never in franchise history had 3 consecutive shutouts that in the regular season that I noticed. So
then even more so. I mean,
hey, why not, buddy? Dare to dream, buddy. Dare to dream. The Oilers say,
well, I'd rather watch and like have my leniency go towards the possible record. So I don't like to bet against myself.
All right, there you go. I am going to say the Oilers actually finally win 3 games in a row for the first time this season. And first goal of the game. Well, you know what? I'll go with the hot stick. Zach Hyman.
All right. Question number 2. Last week in the Oilers' losses, Connor McDavid was playing 25.5, 26.5 when it comes to time on ice. In their last 2 wins, he's down to 22-21. With an 11-7 setup tonight, how many minutes will Connor McDavid play? And for fun, who's going to play the least?
Well, I think the Oilers are going to win. I think they're going to win by multiple goals, so I don't think they'll have to overplay. I say McDavid, there's 11 forwards. He'll play 22 minutes and 18 seconds. And who's going to log the lead? Oh, God. Every forward is going to play at least 10 minutes, I will say. And the fewest will be Mangiapane.
Let's see. Who's at 7th D? Regular?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Well, are we talking forwards, Cons, or anybody on the ice?
Anyone.
Oh, well, then, yeah, it's Regula. Good one, TR. For sure, it's Regula. Thank you very much.
Regula, I would say regular. Regula, let's go with him, and I'll say 23 minutes and 30 seconds.
All right. Question number 3. We've seen some trains the last couple of days here. Sherwood, Anderson. So is there a name who you think will be the next to be moved?
I think the most intriguing, I mentioned Pedersen and Panarin, but I think the most intriguing is Nazem Kadri, because teams at the deadline normally, in my experience in the last few years, paying attention to this, is go for that kind of a player. He's still got a lot of juice in the tank, and Calgary aren't overly fit for the playoffs, so I would go with that.
Yeah. Oof. Blake. I got to say Blake Coleman. That's a guy, I think, Connor.
All right.
I'm interested to see, how many guys Calgary moves out.
Yeah, that's a fair question. Question number 4 for you guys. Earlier today, the Jays unveiling a 50th season patch. Pretty cool. Pretty much what you expect. So my question for you, this is not statistics. This is just your opinion. Who are the top 3 Blue Jays of all time?
Go ahead, TR.
Oh, God, there's so many great ones. I'll go with my favorites. Roy Halladay, John Olerud, and Josh Donaldson. There you go. They're my 3 favorite guys to watch.
Oh, man. Well, I got to go George Bell. I love George Bell. He's fiery. Had some big home runs for them. Joe Carter, no question. And Dave Stieb. Dave Stieb was unreal on the mound.
Yeah, underrated.
Probably, if you look at his numbers, you can make a strong argument that Dave Stieb could easily be in the Hall of Fame.
Yeah.
Final question for you guys. It's National Cheese Lovers Day. Would you call yourself a cheese lover? And what would be the favorite food to top with cheese?
So I do have high cholesterol, so I have to really watch it. But it would be my go-to favorite meal if I was on death row. It would be tortellini with rosé sauce. And of course, I sprinkle some cheese on top. So it's not the main ingredient, but I'm going to go with that.
I love cheese, man. I eat, we have lots of different types of cheeses all the time. Crackers and cheese. Like you go with some sausage, cheese, crackers, and pickles. It's an unbelievable board all the time. I love it. But if best food for cheese on it, oof, that is a really hard question, Connor Halley. My favorite would probably be the Vivo's fettuccine with their cheese. Oh, so good. But yeah, if I'm making it myself, I love a tuna melt. Melted with cheese. It's got to be melted, though. Not just sitting on top. I like to melt it in. It's fantastic. Cons, what about you?
Pretty simple, probably. And you know what? I think with the Super Bowl coming up, a couple items I'd like to have. Some pizza, some nachos. Very simple. Extra cheese on the nachos for sure. TR, like you got to watch the cholesterol, but every once in a while, why not? Go crazy.
Okay. I like it. TR, what did you make of? Did you see the goalie tilt last night? Bobrovsky 14 minutes left in the game. He comes flying down the ice. He's all mad. He's challenging Nedeljkovic. Both guys get the helmets off, and it was not technically the best fight, but it was highly entertaining. There was the one video angle from kind of the camera guy shooting in the corner, showing the fight, but it showed both benches. And my God, guys on both benches were going crazy. Like they were loving it. And what? It's fiery. Bobrovsky has not played well here as of late. I know sometimes like you'll be a 4TR. I'm sure there were times when you were in a funk. You're like, okay, I'm just going to get in a fight here to try to get myself going. I honestly thought that's what Bobrovsky was doing last night, because the only thing that he's been fighting more than opposing goalies is the puck lately.
Yeah. I'm telling you, so I was late to the party, man. I saw it just before I came on here, and I loved it. I saw the benches. Everybody was laughing and cheering, and I've often said it that if I was a goalie, I wouldn't be Ron Hextall. I don't think I wouldn't go out and absolutely, because that's almost reactionary. But once in a while, if you need a boost, I mean, who doesn't love a goalie fight? I think it should happen more. I sound barbaric when I'm saying it, but I'm saying from a team inspirational point of view. Once if you're in a rut, or even if you're on a streak and you want to keep it going, it's just something that's inspiring. It's unique. And it usually gets everybody into it one way or the other.
Yes. Think about Oiler fans, and when you think of they will think more about the Mike Smith, Cam Talbot fight than they do even the Tkachuk Cassian tilt. And that's fine. But you know what? You talk to people, and right away they can tell you Mike Smith, Cam Talbot, they know the game. They probably know the date. Like it doesn't happen very often. No one got hurt. Obviously, Smith won in Edmonton, so that helps Oiler fans' memory for sure. But there's just something about it because it's the unknown. It's not unknown, but it's so rare. And I think teammates love it because, it's a guy who's stepping clearly outside his comfort zone, right?
Yes.
And that's why I think, honestly, if I was a Blues teammate, I'd kind of be mad that at this stage, with all of the grandioso actions, Binnington's never actually fought, right?
Yeah.
He's never actually gotten a fight. And I think I'd be like, dude, like, you know how your buddy, they talk tough all the time? Eventually you'd be like, okay, here, don't stand behind me. Go out in front and let's see what you can do. And Binnington's never done it. It just kind of, I find, after a while, that would be a little odd.
Oh, yeah. I would feel obligated if I was him. Anytime you run your mouth. I love his energy now, and it's probably a slang way to put it, but yeah, I mean, he runs his mouth and he also freaks out, and he gets pretty fired up. So that's one guy. He would have been the last guess for me for having no goalie fights. I didn't realize that. Yeah, if I'm him, I'd get on it. Why not?
Oh yeah, I love it. TR, we will. You'll be in town. Well, we'll see you on. We'll talk to you on Thursday, but you'll be in town on Friday. Bring your hands, okay? There'll be a lot of pressure for you to score a goal on Friday.
I'm going to go right at Jason Strudwick after he made his social media post. For those that haven't seen it, please look. Now we are going right back to 1995, and I'm going to refresh his memory a little bit.
Oh, I like it. I haven't even seen Struddy's poster. Now I'm intrigued. Was he chirping you?
Oh yeah, he was chirping. That's it. So my only question is if I get 2 or 3. And I play D, but I'm gonna get one of the boys to go back and fit. So I'm gonna go right at Struddy and probably between his legs, and give him the old "How's she going?"
Oh God, I got to go find this post now. I'm intrigued. I'm very intrigued. I like it. Awesome. Thanks, thanks, TR. Have yourself a good one. We will chat with you on Thursday.
Thank you, Connor. Thank you, Evan. Thank you, Jason. And we'll talk to you guys soon.
There you go. I got to find this post, Cons. I'm not seeing it right away. I'll have to look during the break. But Struddy loves the chirp, so it doesn't surprise me. And he's hopefully he's not listening, but he actually has some good ones every now and then. So we'll see. But we'll have to track down that chirp, bringing back some Kelowna Rockets, Kamloops Blazers, Tri-City Americans chirping. That's nice. It's good. I like it. Never ages, man. Never ages. It's perfect. We'll take a quick break. Coming up, Struddy will join us next hour. Also, we'll get the 2-minute warning with Tater. We got Spec, DVD, and more. We'll also hear from Curtis Lazar, who will play in game 600 tonight. I caught up with Curtis about that. He had a very funny opening line that you'll probably want to listen to. coming up after a Connor Halley Sports 1440 update brought to you by Loca. Meals delivered right to your door. Chef crafted, healthy, easier for as low as $10. Check it out, meals.loca.ca.
This is a Sports 1440 update.
It's game day. The Oilers in action tonight, taking on the New Jersey Devils just after 8 o'clock. We'll have a special 2-hour pregame show with Andrew Walker, Donovan Paulson, and Landon Ferraro right here on Sports 1440. Beginning at 6, Elspeth Rangers up against the Kings. Jets host the Blues. Sabres in Nashville. You've got the Stars taking on the Bruins. Sens and Jackets. Lightning host the Sharks. And Montreal taking on the Minnesota Wild in the association. Raptors head to the Bay to take on the Warriors at 8 o'clock. You'll also have the Lakers and the Nuggets. Kings host the Heat. Spurs, Rockets. Bulls up against the Clippers. And the Suns head to Philadelphia. In the BCHL, Spruce Grove hosting Trail out at the Thompson Family Arena. Puck drop 7 o'clock. Earlier today in the AJ, Devon over Drumheller 4-2. Third period action down in Calgary. They lead Fort Mac 4-3. And in the PWHL, 2 games tonight, Ottawa and New York at 5, and Seattle up against Toronto at 8. Coming up in hour 3 of the Jason Gregor Show, we'll hear Camp Date's 2-minute warning, be joined by Jason Strudwick, and also hear from members of the Edmonton Oilers. I'm Connor Halley. This has been a Sports 1440 update.
Sports 1440, Stingray Radio Station. CKJR broadcasts from West Edmonton Mall and Wetaskiwin.
Download the free Stingray music app and listen wherever you go.
The new double cheesy melt at McDonald's. We're talking 2 juicy, mouth-watering 100% Canadian beef patties, 2 slices of cheesy goodness, with even more melty, cheesy sauce on top. Topped with pickles, then crispy and grilled onions. The way it all comes together, you don't just eat it, you melt into it. The double cheesy melt, only at McDonald's. For a limited time only, at participating McDonald's restaurants in Canada.
They're not just a grocery store. They're a butcher, a baker, a cafe, deli, rotisserie pizza, and restaurant, all under one roof. Loca Quality Market does food differently with 2 locations to serve you. Edmonton and Sherwood Park. Visit loca.ca.
Mr. Rooter goes skiing. Sick gear, Mr. Rooter. Are you ready to hit the slopes?
Not yet. I need to report a possible crime.
Oh no, what's happening?
I saw a bunch of hooligans discussing shredding the half pipe. As a plumber, I've taken the Hippocratic Oath to do no harm and act in the best interests of all pipes, whether PVC, copper, or otherwise.
It's made of snow, Mr. Rooter.
Snow? Things are worse than I had feared.
There's no better plumber than Mr. Rooter.
At Fountain Tire, success is a team effort. They're committed to their team members and their customers. And that means treating your vehicle like it's their own and finding solutions that suit your needs. Because whatever the road brings ahead, they're on it with you. Visit fountaintire.com today.
Well, get ready for a silly hockey fan. Your partner in power just skated onto the ice.
EWEL.ca, the new e-commerce website for electrical wholesalers Edmonton, is ready for the power play 24/7, 365.
UL skates to where the puck will be in 5 years. Now that's forward thinking.
Killer selection, slamming products from the best brands, and legendary service.
Don't sit on the bench. Get your account today at EWEL.ca and win that project.
Plug into your partner in power. Get an EWEL.ca account today.
Made for some rough roads, but it means trails are now packed and ready for action. Don't miss out on riding adventures this winter with a Ski-Doo from Riverside Honda and Ski-Doo. Work or play with new 2026 Generation 5 models with class-leading design and power. And right now, take advantage of 5.99% financing OAC. Only at Riverside Honda and Ski-Doo. 15 Inglewood Drive in St. Albert. And always at riversidehonda.com. Shop local, shop Canadian.
Is this the real life? Is this just fantasy? Caught in a landslide, no escape from reality. Open your eyes.
Portions of this hour brought to you by Papa John's. It's Terrific Tuesday. Get 40% off any regular priced pizza when you use the code word 40Tuesday at the start of each pizza order at papajohns.ca or on the Papa John's app.
The Jason Gregor Show, the best of Edmonton sports talk and beyond. This is Sports 1440.
Presented by PlayAlberta.ca, Alberta's only regulated online gambling website.
to have to play on the piano? Oh, yeah. Not that I know how to do it, but I mean, this would be a sick one. So the one regret in life is that I quit piano lessons at a younger age. I've actually been shopping cons. I know I've talked about this for a while, but I think I'm closing in. I think I'm going to do it and purchase the piano. So
I feel like now, because like I had a lot of friends that grew up playing the piano, absolutely dreaded going to lessons. My wife was the same way. But like at this point in life, I think it'd be very cool to learn. What a party trick, especially when you're out, at a friend's or even at a public event where they have a piano just sitting there. Put on a little show. I think you should pull the trigger.
yeah, I don't know about that. I would just probably want to play it for myself. I don't know, just something soothing about the piano. I remember when I did play, I actually quite liked it. I just got, you have to learn all the basic chords and stuff. And, as a kid, I was like, no, I just want to play some other songs. So it's a regret. And so it would be nice to get back in it. I'm sure there's people out there that tickle the ivory keys. Let me know, like, what is your favorite song to play on the piano? Or what's the song you should learn right away that, like, an introductory person who's relearning the piano could play? Don't give me some, Beethoven or anything like that. Like, let's be realistic here. Okay. We're not asking to be the Connor McDavid of piano right away. Okay. It's not how it's going to work. So we'll see. 833-401-1440, 833-401-1440. Curtis Lazar, caught up with him. We're going to get to that in a second. First, we're going to get to the 2-minute warning with Cam Tate, brought to you by Legacy Heating and Cooling, where the rates never change. No overtime charges. On the weekend, late at night, furnace conks out, they'll come fix it. No OT. That's how they build Legacy at legacyheating.ca. Cam Tate, longtime journalist in town, 45 years, the old fossil, and he was born with cerebral palsy. Cam is in a wheelchair, but he's never let it slow him down. Always wanted to be on radio, and now, through the wonders of technology, Cam's words come to life every day in the 2-minute warning.
One internet site on Tuesday afternoon called it a three-headed monster. Okay, most of us in media circles, we call it 3 goalies on the active roster. So buckle in, and let's zoom this idea down the Tony. The Tony, right? The Tony. Some call it the Anthony Henday. The idea, you ask? Tristan Jarry, Connor Ingram, Calvin Pickard. 3 goalies, 1 roster, 1 team. Gregor, I know you like the numbers more than you like me. Since January 13th, when the goaltender carousel began to spin, the Oilers are 2-2, a .500 hockey club. Now, we all know this NHL season is compressed more than I squished down on my cold-cut sandwich today. An Olympic year does that. So one wonders, do 3 goalies make sense because of so many games jammed together? Gregor, as you and your buddy Speck astutely mentioned, Major League Baseball teams parachute their starting pitcher into a city ahead of the team to begin an away series. The pitcher flies in early, gets a good night's rest, rather than stumbling off a plane at 2 or 3 in the morning. Makes sense, right? The Oilers could do the same thing. The trajectory of a National Hockey League season has more bounces than a game day puck. The whispers of the Oilers having a goaltending problem grew loud before Christmas. So loud, in fact, one has to debate if it led to hometown boy Stuart Skinner getting shipped to Pittsburgh. Now, the Oilers have 3 goalies. And that, Connor Halley, is today's big 2-minute warning poll. Do you think the Oilers should run with 3 goalies? 24.7% said yes. 75.3% said no. Very interesting. And I'll leave you with this historical footnote. The Montreal Canadiens were the last team to win the Stanley Cup with 3 goalies. Patrick Waugh, Andre Racicot, Frederic Chabot. Last time a Canadian team won the Stanley Cup in 1993. 2-minute warning. Gregor, Halley, Kruger. I bet he likes stats too. And I'm Tater. Sports 1440.
Freddie Shabbat did play 40 minutes one game. So technically, yes, they had 3 goalies. But might be stretching it, Tater. I like your style, though. I like your style on that one. Red Light Rasico. That's not, oh, God, it's still probably one of the greatest / worst nicknames for a goalie of all time. Red Light Rasico. Oh, mama. That is, you don't need much imagination to know that that's not overly endearing. But guess what? Won a Stanley Cup. Now, granted. And he did play one game in the 1993 playoffs for the Montreal Canadiens, or I should say made an appearance in the 1993 playoffs. So he gets a ring, baby. Can't take that away from him. And now, nor can you take away the nickname. But that is like, I'm trying to think of like, it's the best / like worst nickname you can think of for a goaltender. Hey, speaking of goalies, guys, what did you make of the interview with Linus Ullmark? Well, there's a few things about that. Ullmark, he was pretty candid. He's pretty open. He's talking about mental health. And I did like his comment. He said, hey, so I step away from the game. I'm not even away from the game for like a day or two, and now suddenly I'm a home wrecker. And a liar and a narc. Basically, right? Like, think about that. And you have people trying to say, yeah, but the team didn't tell me why he was away, so I'm going to believe rumors. What? Think about that. It was amazing and stunning to me that there are people who actually think that way. First of all, it's none of your business why he's away. He's away for personal reasons, full stop. He has dealt with mental health problems before. So why does the team have to say, oh, he's away with mental health issues? Why? It's none of your business. Just because you're a fan of a team doesn't give you the right to know all of their personal. No, I'm a media guy. It's not my right to know all of their interpersonal stuff. It's not. Nor do I care that much, to be frank. If a player's away because they're sick, you know what? Hey, I hope they feel better. All right, I hope they get help. Awesome. That's the extent of it. But for people to say, well, the team should have done this, because if the team said it, then I wouldn't have believed and spread the rumors. Like, think about that. Like, my God. So, you know what? Ullmark is good for him to do it. I don't have a problem with it. He obviously felt the need to speak up. And, I think there's probably more going on than people know. And sometimes it's not just your own personal health and your own mental well-being doesn't always have to be just on you. It could be because of other things that are going on in your life that are impacting loved ones in your life, and they're going through a hard time. So there's a lot of factors. But I'll just say I would hope people would pause for a moment before you believe some internet rumor that it's fact. Oh, well, no one would just make it up. Yeah, people do all the time, right? All the time. Some of you still repeat rumors that have been said in this city about players 30 years ago. That been said numerous times, not true, and people will still repeat it. Like, it's, some people just want to believe it. They want the salaciousness. They want to believe it. Oh, yeah. Hockey players all cheat on their wives. Really? There's pretty much every walk of life that has it. Teachers, doctors, dick diggers, media, go through whatever the job is, right? There's very few jobs immune to it. So I've just never understood why people would want to believe stuff like that so easily. And like, not just believe it, but like repeat it like it's fact. It's a sad state. My opinion, sad state. Now, what isn't sad is Curtis Lazar. Game 600 tonight in the National Hockey League for the former Edmonton Oil King. Of course, Memorial Cup winner for the Edmonton Oil Kings, if you recall, in 2000 and I think it was 14 when they won. He obviously won the WHL championship 2 years in 12 and 14, and in between that was drafted by the Ottawa Senators, 17th overall. Probably make an argument they might have rushed him a little bit to the NHL, but He has carved out a pretty good NHL career. Tonight will be game 600 for Lazar, and I caught up with him to chat about it.
Game 600, pretty good number. Not as good as 1,000, but I'll take it. You know what? It's kind of in the building where it started for you, well, in the city where it started for you anyway, and going against one of your former teams, so make it a little bit more special.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, it's going to be a lot of fun. But I've been stuck between the 500 and 600 for a while, but I think I don't take a day for granted in this league. It's a lot of hockey. I'm proud of myself, and just keep on going.
I know we talked at the start of the year, and coming off an injury, it took you a little bit, but last 6 weeks, your game has looked really good. And, we were joking that, Lazar's taken over Draisaitl point a game with him gone. So how do you feel about your game right now?
I feel really good. I feel free. Like I said, I feel healthy, strong. And other than that, I'm just, enjoying it and having fun. To talk about it too, I mean, coming out in the lineups, it's tough too. So if anything, I'm kind of just getting the game shape here, having, a chance to kind of run with it, a little bit of a longer leash, I guess. But try and skate hard, be a momentum line when we get out there, and just make a difference in any way possible.
You almost look quicker than you did in the first month. Is that fair?
I hope I look faster than I feel sometimes, but no, I mean, that's just how the way the game's trending now. When I broke in the league, there was more of an emphasis on size and strength, and now it's speed and quickness. So, as I age, you kind of have to adapt your training and whatnot. And I think mainly, you touched on was just the injuries, getting over it, getting back to my training, a lot less weights, more, kind of movement stuff, apply metrics and body weight stuff. So I feel good. I feel when I get the puck, you have that split second more where you can, make a play, you can explode the holes and, take advantage of the opposition.
And with you playing better, your line is obviously, you guys have scored goals, you've generated chances, you're not playing the defense zone, and, you get more minutes. Any player wants more minutes. That's Captain Obvious thing, but it's obviously easier to play when you get more minutes. I think some people underestimate the challenge when you only play 7 or 8 minutes a night.
It's it's very difficult. But again, that's a part of the challenge. You need you guys to do it. I think I've kind of, mastered that just kind of with years and years of practice of it. And I love that. You kind of sit there, you're cold. But you said you go out there, momentum shifts, you have a chance to hem them down in the ozone. And then, ultimately, you chip in offensively. It's great. It works wonders for our group. But, the main thing is you play simple, you play your structure. That gets all three guys in sync. And then that you go out there and have some fun.
Do you have conversations with the new coach? Because coaches always talk they want to trust guys. And it seems like, Novak mentioned the other day, like, I really trust Curtis. I know what I'm going to get from him. Does it take time, or because you've been in the league now for a long time, like, you just go up to him more proactive to be like, hey, coach, this is what I can offer you? How does that conversation go?
Yeah, I mean, my career, the more I play, I mean, it's pretty self-explanatory. You know what you're going to get. And then, the responsibility is on me to show that, game in and game out. It doesn't matter if you're playing lots, little, I know the lineup. It's up to me to kind of show, what you're going to get. It's funny, though, you talk about that communication. It's great and whatnot, but I really pride myself in kind of being a low-maintenance player. I don't want to hear from the coach unless I'm doing something wrong. So a few talks I've had with Nobber, that's kind of the touched on. I said, I don't need to be talking to you every single day. I mean, I think you understand, the type of player I am, the role that I can play, and I understand what I need to bring as well. So it kind of just lets me be, and then I appreciate that.
And looking at the team in general, only allowed 1 goal in the last 3 games. I know one was a loss, but defensively, it seems like it's coming. Obviously, you score 11 goals in 2 games. Offensively, it's good. You've still yet to win 3 in a row and really get on a run. How important do you think that is, especially now with this lengthy homestand?
It's massive. Our division's still up for grabs, and we want to kind of, grab some momentum and run with it. So we kind of joked about that a little bit this morning because, the way that we're playing, you think, we've had a few stretches, we get over 3, but that just seems to be, the spot for us. So what a great opportunity tonight. A team coming on a back-to-back, we played a lot of hockey, but still we had the day off yesterday. And like you said, that homestand, it's a chance for us to continue to gain traction. And like you said, the way we're defending, the way we're trusting each other, I think that's the biggest thing is keeping shots to the outside. Our goal is, have the first one, we clean up the rest, and then, our offense and skill takes over as we move down the ice.
I have Curtis Lazar feeling more confident in his game as of late. Also, that role that he's had to play, it's hard. Like some nights you're playing 7-8 minutes, and he said, hey, now I take it as a challenge. You're sitting there cold. You got to come in. You want to contribute right away. With 11 forwards, you get a little bit of maybe, a minute or 2 might not seem like enough, but If it's an extra shift a period, it just lessens the length of time you're sitting on the bench for an extended period of time. And with the 11-7 format tonight, Savoy and Howard are kind of the extra forwards. Lazar's line is going to stay with Mangiapane and Janmark. McDavid, Podkolzin, and Hyman. Nugent Hopkins is going to center Frederick and Roslovic. That's the line, I think, where you're going to see it'll go like David's line, Nugent Hopkins' line, Lazar's line. Then one of Nugent Hopkins or Roslovic or Frederick, because they can all play center. I think you'll see those three probably rotate the most with Savoy and Howard. You might have a shift to McDavid there, but he has tons of ice time. You know, like you don't need to double shift him that much more. He's on the penalty kill. He's on the power play. He's on 5-on-5. He gets lots of ice time. So I think you could see those other guys, Nugent Hopkins, Roslovic, or Frederick, taking different shifts with that duo of the youngsters in Savoy and Howard. Quick break. When we come back, Jason Strudwick will join us on The Gregor Show, presented by PlayAlberta.ca.
Legacy Heating and Cooling offers no payments and no interest for 1 year on your new furnace. So when you wake up to no heat, if you need it immediately with no overtime rates, if you need it immediately and want to combo it with AC, no payments and no interest for 1 year on your new furnace. It could only be Legacy Heating and Cooling.
The future of female hockey is here. It's season 2 of the Female Super League, the first ever female-only independent hockey division in Western Canada, with teams from British Columbia, Alberta, Saskatchewan, and Manitoba. Featuring 16U, 14U, and 12U divisions, the FSL brings showcase weekends packed with thrilling games, and our 14U and 16U have been pioneering the advanced body checking rule, empowering young players. The Female Super League, where the best in female hockey takes center ice. Details at femalesuperleague.com.
Hot coffee, hotter takes, and the sports stories that matter. Check out Kevin Carriers weekday mornings from 7 to 11 on Edmonton's sports leader, Sports 1440. Be part of the conversation. 833-401-1440.
Every morning, you look in the mirror and see less of yourself. Hair loss can feel like losing a part of who you are.
But it doesn't have to be that way. Hi, I'm Dr. Vance Elliott. At Advanced Hair and Skin Surgery, we understand the pain of hair loss. Our advanced hair restoration solutions won't just bring back your hair, they'll help you face the mirror with confidence.
Good morning, you sexy beast. Visit drvanceelliott.com today because it's time to be the man you remember.
From the local rinks to homes and businesses across the province, Alberta's rural natural gas utilities are here to fuel life affordably, reliably, and safely. We're members of the Federation of Alberta Gas Co-ops, providing natural gas to keep our rural neighborhoods warm and connected every day. It's local, dependable, and it's ours. To learn more about the Federation of Alberta Gas Co-ops and our members, and how natural gas fuels your community, visit fedgas.com. Alberta's energy. Game on.
Winter in Alberta doesn't mess around.
And neither does Titan Supply.
For over 50 years, we've earned the trust of our customers across a variety of industries.
Because we lead with integrity,
honesty,
and respect.
I'm Joe.
And I'm Brent from Titan Supply. When the weather hits hard,
we're fully stocked with rigging, lifting, and hauling gear that works as hard as you do.
Titan Supply.
Built on trust, driven by safety.
Serving Edmonton, Grand Prairie, Red Deer, and Calgary.
Let us help you face the weather the Titan way.
Visit titansupply.ca.
Hey, Gary, is that your dad?
No, this is Evan, the new sales rep I hired.
Oh.
First impressions matter, but when hair loss takes over, it can feel like you're not being seen for the maverick you truly are. Hi, I'm Dr. Vance Elliott. At Advanced Hair and Skin Surgery, we know that hair loss is more than just a cosmetic issue. It's personal. Let's discuss all the cutting-edge options available so you can make a great impression every time.
Book a free consultation today at drvanceelliott.com.
If you change your mind, take a chance on the 15 lines. Take a chance. Honey, I'm still free. Take a chance on me. If you need me.
Portions of this hour brought to you by Japa Machinery. Did you know that Japa offers in-house and on-site heavy equipment service? Rain or shine, Japa's service department is here for you. Visit japamachinery.com for all the details.
The Jason Gregor Show, the best of Edmonton sports talk and beyond. This is Sports 1440.
Presented by PlayAlberta.ca, Alberta's only regulated online gambling website.
How you doing? Jason? Cool. Okay. Thanks. .424. Welcome back, Jason Gregor, Connor Halley. It is game day. A little bit later, 8 o'clock puck drop tonight, which we all know means closer like 8:15 as the Oilers take on the New Jersey Devils tonight. It's a doubleheader night, which, in case you're wondering why the late start, well, it has a little bit to do with the television. So doubleheader, it's kind of odd, like New Jersey Edmonton game, but hey, that's the one they're going for. Anytime you got McDavid on it, they'd like to put it on nationally. So that part of it makes sense. That they're probably hoping the Devils would be a better team because they're not. Right now, the Devils, they're not a team you want to watch. They can't score. They've scored 51 goals in their last 25 games. Do you know how many goals the Oilers have scored in their last 25 games? 93. That's the difference. One team averages 2 goals a game. The other team is averaging just under 4 goals a game. Big difference. Edmonton can score, and if they keep that up, they'll have a very good chance. You score 3 goals tonight, you should win against this pop gun offense of the Devils. Can't take them for lightly, can't take them for granted. I get all of that, but 25 games is not just a small sample size. They have been struggling to score goals. It is the Gregor Show presented by PlayAlberta.ca, where you can get in the game, use the promo code, or get in the game and just use the Gregor Show odds boost. Right on Play Alberta, you'll see it. We got 3, including the Connor Halley special. So check it out at PlayAlberta.ca. As it's time now for Struds On, brought to you by Action Electrical. Take action on your savings. You've been thinking about it. Don't think, act. Go to actionelectrical.net. They will help you get solar for your home or your commercial business.
The Jason Gregor Show presents Struds On.
I don't believe in tea bags. I use loose leaf tea, and it is so much better than the tea bags. I'll eat tea bags. I'll
Struds On.
I'm not a huge DJ guy. I mean, I guess if you had me a couple glow sticks and a tight white t-shirt that I can get wet, maybe I'd be into it.
Struds On.
There's a lone steakhouse I used to go to down in Kentucky, and they had bowls of peanuts. I wasn't sucking on those ones. You need to have clean nuts. I'm talking about the kind you get in a bag at an Elks game. You know what I mean?
It's time for Struds On.
Struddy, how you doing?
Oh, tip top. How are you guys today?
Hey, I'm pretty good. You in a wind tunnel right now? What's going on?
No, just crossing on the white butt, driving around, driving to practice.
Okay. All right. Tough. A great tournament for the boys. Tough loss, man. Right down to the wire in that final.
Yeah, good. I mean, that John Reed tournament, I saw you there, but you were busy hobnobbing as you do. And it's a really well-run tournament, U15, like so many good teams and good players. Yeah, we lost the final against NEX. They were a really good team as well. So, but it was incredible. I just can't believe the level of hockey that we're seeing at that age.
Well, yeah, there was not a lot of off the glass and out, so that's good, Struddy. I really like your coaching strategy. It's a lot more tape-to-tape passes by the D-men. And the thing, like the skill of the players, I'm always kind of chuckling at just, the size of some of the kids in Bantam. And I'm sure there was big kids back then. It just seems that kids nowadays seem to be a little bit bigger. A lot of 13 and 14-year-olds, and lots of them were over 6. There's a few 6'2"ers out there.
Yeah, there's some really big ones, and they're pretty mobile, right? It used to be more so, the smaller players were the more skilled players. So now we're seeing bigger bodies, throughout all of hockey. Even up, Tage Thompson, big guy who's really skilled. There's Seth Jones, and these guys are really making plays. Leon Draisaitl, he's a big guy. So, I think everyone now is able to have that skill. but it's a really good tournament. I'm glad I was able to go through it, see the competition and the way it's run. It was really well done.
Yeah, it very much was. Edmonton Oilers, great weekend for them. You go back-to-back shutouts. Their goaltenders are playing well. Defensively, though, Struddy, I look at the Oilers post-Christmas, top 5 in goals against and number 2 in penalty kill. What have you seen as the big difference on the PK here for the last 13 games?
That's really important. You've seen their PK average just going up. I think it was low high 20s, and it's kind of moved its way up to, I think, a bit of the pack. A couple things. I think that they're calmer when they're out there. They're more deliberate. You can see the way they're working the push down and kind of reloading underneath and keeping it to the outside and really making it hard for teams to zinc passes through the middle. And then 5-on-5, Greg, this is really important. This team has defended well in the past. I'll attribute to 2 things. One, just mistakes that you make when you're just not mentally committed to it. And then they were tired. I think they were in a bit of a Stanley Cup hangover. You can say, well, that's not right. The professional players, they're still emotional, right? They're still emotional human beings. So I think those 2 things have really changed their 5-on-5. So I think that's fantastic. Maybe some new goalies too has some stuff to do with it. Maybe take some of the pressure off. So those 3 things combined, and I think it's really important that they get that defensive game down because that is what they've been done very well in the past.
Well, yeah, if you play sound defensively, the frustration level's lower, Struds. Like the one thing that's really being eliminated from their game for the most part is just the glaring giveaways and turnovers. Those plagued them before Christmas time. It's like, honestly, Santa Claus came down the chimney and said, boys, I'm going to give you some defensive conscience for Christmas, and it seems to have worked.
Well, and the problem is, Greg, it's not always one guy. It was rotating through the lineup of different ways of doing it, and you just don't want to beat yourself. Make the other team earn their chances, earn their goals, and I think they're doing that. You look over the weekend. The Oilers did a pretty good job defensively. Now Ingram and I think more Ingram had a tougher night the second night than Jargy the first night, but they're playing well as well. So it becomes a big confidence thing, just like on the PK. When you're struggling, you don't want to go on the ice. When you start doing well, you can't wait to get out there to kill a penalty. Then the goalie feels better. Then the players feel better. Then all of a sudden there's this kind of tsunami of good feeling and confidence for the group.
Vasily Podkolzin, 12 goals, 5-on-5 this year. He's tied for the second most on the team with Draisaitl. I was looking up in the history of the Oilers in the salary cap era, Struddy. And by the way, all of Podkolzin's goals have come 5-on-5. The Oilers have only had 6 players in 20 years manage a season where they scored 25-on-5 goals. McDavid's done it. Draisaitl's done it. They each did it 6 and 4 times. Hyman's done it once. Maroon once. Penner once. Jordan Eberle once. That's it. Like, Podkolzin's, he's on pace for 19.7 goals, 5-on-5. So he might get to 20, he might not. We'll see. But he's having himself a hell of a year very quietly at 5-on-5.
I've been just so bullish on this player almost from the time they got him, right? I love the idea of him. I love big guys that can skate, hold the puck, and they're physical. Like, those are all attributes you want in wingers. You want that size, especially on this team that's a little light on size as you look through the lineup. And then he has that skill, and he has in the past scored some goals, and his rookie year specifically. But you always hear it, and you see it when you go down, and you've talked about it. I've heard you talk about it. The time he puts in to get better. And you know what? I do believe as an NHL player, you can improve. You can get better mid-season over the course of the year. And it's not about doing 2 hours on a Sunday. It's about little bites every day. And that confidence comes running those patterns so you see it. I've taken a shot 100 times in the last week. Boom, I just scored off it. Getting confidence. So when it hits your stick, you know where to put it. So, the package, and then you put the effort in there. And then obviously playing with Connor Leon helps, but not everyone's ever scored like this with those guys. Not everyone can do it. So that's unfair to say it's just because he's playing with those guys.
Oh, yes. You can't. And there's lots of guys who play, and there's lots of players who play with other good players that still don't score 20 goals 5-on-5. It's just it's a challenging thing league wide, not just in Edmonton, but even in Edmonton with a lot of the players they've only had 6 guys do it. Nugent Hopkins has never done it in his career, and he's played a lot of time with good players, right? Dating back to when he played with Hall and Eberle, right? So it's a hard thing to do when you consider everything else. So, and tonight, Struddy, he's going to get bumped up on the first unit power play in place of Leon Draisaitl. And I'm going to say this about Podkolzin. He's going to get at least one-timer tonight on the power play. Mark it down.
Hey, isn't it funny though? You're Vasily Podkolzin, like, hey, bad news, buddy. You're not playing with Leon anymore. Oh, okay, all right. You're going to play with Connor McDavid. Like you get bumped up, and that's like, it's insane. 2 of the best players, you go from, the second best player in the world to the best player in the world. Like, it is just insanity. But he works hard, and those gentlemen like playing with him. Right. And I know I'm not answering your question with the power play, but it means something when top players request your presence on their line. It really does. Like, they want guys around to support them and help them do what they do best, which is, have the puck on their stick. So now you get to the power play. I think that, he's feeling good about his game. He scored, like you mentioned, quite a bit. Not that they'll be looking for him, but I think he'll find a way to get open and take a shot. We saw Wallman miss a one-timer where Draisaitl was last game. I wonder if he can't slide down there this game in Podkolzin. So let's see. But these are opportunities earned rather than given. And that's what I really like about Podkolzin. He's not asking for anything. He's taking. And you want more of that in your lineup.
Jason Strudwick joins us here on Sports 1440, sports1440.ca. Struddy, the Devils come to town tonight. They can't score right now. They're in a major funk. It's 25 games. You got 51 goals. You know what? You're the Edmonton Oilers, and you're playing well, but you've yet to win 3 in a row. They've yet to, every time they get close, they stub their toe. 0-6-2 in the previous 8 times. Like, this is a game I look at. You got to win. You have to find a way to win, especially against a team right now that can't score to save their life. Like, I know that people are like, you know what? It's mid-January, but I believe that at some point, like, if the Oilers want to really finish first, and they've talked about battling Vegas, and there is some separation now, you've got to start winning these type of games and get on a little bit of a run, because the schedule this month is set up for Edmonton to have a really good month.
Yeah, what is this, their second game of an 8-game homestand?
Yeah.
And those teams are playing. I mean, there's some good teams, but it's not Colorado and Dallas rolling through town, Carolina, those types of teams. So I think you're right. And what you want to do is you want to play a mature game. Don't give the Devils a reason to believe that this is their night. Luke Hughes sounds like he's out as well. So you really want to make sure that you're playing the best version of your game and some maturity. And they have so much maturity through their lineup, but just turn it on and do it for the entire 60 minutes. Get this win for one, to get that 3 in a row. But Vegas, what have they got? 7 in a row, I think, Greats, or something like that. 7, 8 wins in a row.
Yeah.
You got to keep pace with these guys. They just acquired a good D-man, which I think is the Achilles heel of that team in Rasmus Anderson. So he's going to help them. Keep pace. Get your game organized and come out tonight and blow these guys out of the water in the first period. Not to even go off on the scoreboard, but show them it's just not their night, and they're not going to find any pleasant memories here.
Yeah, well, Vegas did have a 7-gamer until they lost to Philly, of all teams, last night at home. So Philly did the Oilers a favor last night. If you look at the race, Philly, Vegas still has 2 games in hand, but games in hand are only good if you win them. And they lost one of their games in hand last night. Lastly, Strides, I know you don't love 7 defensemen, and I get why, but like Alec Regula tonight, Struddy, I'm not sure he's going to get in the mix very often unless Edmonton gets a big lead in the third period. I think they're very happy with their 6 defensemen, and Regula has kind of struggled. He's here, he's a depth guy. He can't go to the minors. I do wonder if maybe they can get him down on a conditioning stint if he agrees to it, and he probably should, if he could, agree to it at some point just to get some games in.
Yeah, well, you and I have talked about this before. I mean, he needs to be playing lots of minutes. It's just, he's a pretty important part of his career, because he's not a spring chicken. Not that he's 30, but what is he, 24, 25? Like, he missed quite a bit of time due to injury, and now he's trying to get back into that get an NHL footing and get back into his game in the NHL, where it's not that easy to do. No. And at times, I think he's been put up too high up the lineup. Playing beside Darnell Nurse isn't easy. So we've seen flashes of what he can do. But I hear what you're saying. I think they want to continue to make sure that they get the 6 guys going and playing well. But at the same time, you still have to keep Regula somewhat active because, you might need him. There's probably going to be an injury at some point here to this lineup. So it'll be interesting to see how he's used tonight and maybe who he plays with. That, to me, will be really interesting to see who he gets those mixed into the rotation with over the course of the game.
Yeah, you know what? I probably some shifts with Jake Wallman here or there. Maybe even Emberson on his offside or Nurse. But you're like, it was unfortunate that he was playing second pair minutes because he's not ready to be a second pair defenseman yet. And he might never be, and that's not a knock. It's just it's hard to be a top four defenseman because then you're asked to play tougher minutes. And he's in a tough spot here just because he missed a whole year and now he's probably not going to play a ton down the stretch, but that's just his reality. And he'll have to, when he does get in, he's just got to make a little bit better decisions with the puck.
He does. I think just a little bit quicker decisions, but like I said, it's hard because he's trying to figure that out on the fly here. And now, let's call a couple of weeks to Olympic break, and then you come back and the Olympic break's out, the trade deadline, and the team's trying to gear up. So will he get as many opportunities the second half of this year that he did in the first half? I have a hard time seeing that, especially if the group of six ahead of him stays healthy.
Struddy, one last one for you. What did you say? I was trying to find. What did you chirp TR on online about?
I said to TR, I said, you know what I said? How many times can I shut down a man over the course of my lifetime? I said, when I played against him in junior, he wouldn't come down my side, even in warm-up. I said, if I would have known you were this good of an actor, I would have told you to quit hockey and become an actor full time. I was all over him. And the problem is he's really witty. So I know that whenever that rebuttal comes, Greg, it will not be funny. Or it'll be funny, but it's going to be very hurtful. So I figured hit first and hit hard.
Oh yeah. Well, he did say, he goes, I know I'm scoring a goal. It's just a matter of how many when I come down Struddy's side. So we're looking forward to the Struddy TR. Maybe old school, maybe just drop the flippers at center ice. Maybe he can hit you from behind, kind of like Barge did, and have you snap.
Well, the nice thing is, usually in these alumni games, I got to throw the whole team on my back. That's kind of what I've done. No, but listen, let's look at the stats don't lie, Greg. You're a stat guy. The numbers I put up in these games are incredible. But now we have Hemmers coming, Rafi Torres. Laddie's there. Now, Laddie, I'm actually wearing my ankle guards because I'm going to get some passes from Laddie for sure. But Jason Smith's out there. So I luckily I don't have to do this all myself. So I feel pretty comfortable knowing I can be just average and still be fine.
Now, did Brownie not make the cut? Sean Brown?
I don't know. Is he not on the list?
I know. I'm trying to see the list. I haven't seen the list. Is he on it?
He might be a late addition. I don't know. I know that he likes
his back sore still. I know. He said his back is a little sore. So I was just wondering if maybe,
Yeah, back, groin. He's got a lot of issues, right? I don't think he's stretching like he says he does. I hear him sometimes talking about he stretches. I don't know. I don't think he's stretching anything out, but I hope he's out there because I know that I can probably be better than him.
Now, here's my question though, because I've seen you in games. Do you think you'll give even 40% effort?
You know what, buddy? I always give what's required. Whatever we need. I do. So, if I need to give 100% to get us the win, I'll do it. But I don't, Greg's, me, I don't like to steal the limelight. I want others to shine. So I stand behind, put them on my shoulders and let them shine. So the Hemskys, the Smiths, the Smeeds for sure. We want that guy to shine or we won't hear the end of it.
Well, we look forward to it, Struddy. Nice to see you come out of retirement for a game. So good luck with that. And we look forward to the Ryan Strudwick clash that will happen probably at least twice in the game.
But I'm going to keep my stat line for you, and I'll report back Tuesday night. Be prepared to be impressed.
Oh, trust me, Struddy. We will have on-site. We'll have the Struddy stats, and then we'll have the real stats. So that's why it'll be awesome. We'll compare the two. We'll compare the two.
My stats are different. Hard and hustle is my stats.
Oh yes, yeah. Struddy's gonna be like, hey, where's the hard hat? Does somebody get the heart and hustle helmet here? Come on, where's ours? Right? You must have one for your team.
I'm going for the funnest guy after and the heart and hustle. That's the two things I'm going for.
Well, good luck with that, Struddy. Good. Pace yourself.
I know. We'll talk to you later, buddy.
There you go. That's Jason Struddy from Got Your Back podcast. Of course, he'll be part of the Oilers alumni taking on the Shoresy cast this Friday night down at Rogers. So there'll be lots of laughs, lots of chirps. It should be a lot of fun. We'll take a quick break. We'll return. It's the Gregor Show presented by PlayAlberta.ca. We'll hear from Coach Knobloch on a few things on his team. Tristan Jarry, something I've never seen before in covering the Edmonton Oilers. We'll get to that and more on the Gregor Show presented by PlayAlberta.ca.
Action Electrical's projects team takes the field, folks, ready to execute the entire play for new commercial builds.
Absolutely. They're masters of design, build, sketching strategy from initial blueprints to core electrical infrastructure. The team never misses on complex projects.
Known for handling big league constructions and major renovations, ensuring flawless execution, hire the Action Electrical team to bring home a win for your project. Visit actionelectrical.net.
Wondering what you can afford? Let Go Auto do the math with our free car loan calculator. No pressure, no awkward convos, just quick answers on your budget and payments. Bad credit, no credit? We got you. Text check to 780-777-7777. That's check to 780-all-7. Find out what you qualify for and start shopping with confidence. Go Auto. Drive what you love with payments that make sense.
The new double cheesy melt at McDonald's. We're talking 2 juicy, mouth-watering 100% Canadian beef patties, 2 slices of cheesy goodness, with even more melty, cheesy sauce on top. Topped with pickles, then crispy and grilled onions. The way it all comes together, you don't just eat it, you melt into it. The double cheesy melt, only at McDonald's. For a limited time only, at participating McDonald's restaurants in Canada.
The longest running basketball show in Canada airs every Saturday morning at 10 on Sports 1440. Hoop City with Paul Sir introduces a new generation of basketball talk, and it's right here on Edmonton's home for sports, Sports 1440.
Vinny and Don in Hockey are dedicated to skill development for all hockey players. If you know a student athlete interested in growing as a person and a player, register for a free shadow day. Beginner or experienced, this program develops a student athlete skill in a supportive environment. It's a great opportunity for prospective student athletes entering grades 3 through 12 to see what Vinny and Donnan have to offer. Visit vinnyridge.epsb.ca or donnan.epsb.ca for more info and to sign up.
Remember 2025? That's so last year. But seriously, St. Albert Dodge needs to clear some 2025 models off the lot to make room for new inventory. So they're having a huge clear out of all the remaining new 2025 Jeep Wrangler Saharas. The Sahara package is the best seller, so they have a great selection to choose from and priced from as low as $59.9. I don't have to tell you, these are going to go fast. So get there before they are gone. Just head up the trail and see how easy it is to do business at St. Albert Dodge.
Does your New Year's resolution include saving money? Then don't miss the store-wide inventory clearance at the Brick. Save up to 70% off in-store clearance items. Buy more, save more on bedroom and dining furniture. Up to 25% off. Save on select major kitchen appliances. Plus, buy 2 or more and save the tax. Finally, a resolution you can keep. The Brick, saving you more. Some exclusions apply. See in-store for details.
Winter in Alberta doesn't mess around.
And neither does Titan Supply.
For over 50 years, we've earned the trust of our customers across a variety of industries.
Because we lead with integrity,
honesty,
and respect.
I'm Joe.
And I'm Brent from Titan Supply. When the weather hits hard,
we're fully stocked with rigging, lifting, and hauling gear that works as hard as you do.
Titan Supply.
Built on trust, driven by safety.
Serving Edmonton, Grand Prairie, Red Deer, and Calgary.
Let us help you face the weather the Titan way.
Visit titansupply.ca.
It's the place for Honda. It's the place for service too. I love it. I love my Honda place. Would you buy? Would you buy? Would you buy?
Hey, Gary, is that your dad?
No, this is Evan, the new sales rep I hired.
Oh,
First impressions matter, but when hair loss takes over, it can feel like you're not being seen for the maverick you truly are. Hi, I'm Dr. Vance Elliott. At Advanced Hair and Skin Surgery, we know that hair loss is more than just a cosmetic issue. It's personal. Let's discuss all the cutting-edge options available so you can make a great impression every time.
Book a free consultation today at drvanceelliott.com.
Portions of this hour brought to you by Riverside Honda. 59 years in counting as St. Albert and surrounding areas' premier Honda and Can-Am dealer. It's your dream. Ride it at riversidehonda.com.
The Jason Gregor Show, the best of Edmonton sports talk and beyond. This is Sports 1440.
Presented by PlayAlberta.ca, Alberta's only regulated online gambling website.
$4.49, Sports 1440, sports1440.ca. I always like it when guys have a little bit of a sense of humor. Eric Carlson, of course, who didn't play last night for the Penguins, a little bit banged up. He had a quote today. He's like, obviously, I'm on the road trip, not to be a mascot, but I'm hoping that I get to come back and play here soon. And one of his former teammates, who's now in the media, Colby Armstrong, goes, best looking mascot in the league. Carlson goes, highest paid, too. So, hey, it's true, actually. It is true. But the Penguins, even without Carlson, put up a 6 spot last night on the Kraken as Shea played over 20 minutes. And Brett Kulak scored his first as a member of the Penguins last night. So filling in the offensive void left by Carlson. Kulak playing over 20 minutes last night for the Penguins. And they're in town on Thursday. They'll be in Calgary tomorrow. And then coming into Edmonton. Stuart Skinner played last night, so I'm going to guess Sheloves will play in Calgary, and Skinner will play on Thursday. There was some rumblings that maybe Tristan Jarry might not play Thursday. I don't know about that, but we'll see. Now, Tristan Jarry is starting tonight, but Tristan Jarry did something today that I can't recall seeing since I've covered the Oilers. It's been very specific for Edmonton, and I assume for lots of other teams, that the starting goalie in the morning skate usually starts in the net where the Oilers will defend for the first and third period. Right? In Edmonton, where when they come out, they go to the right. Right? That's always been, that's their end. That's what they started. And so Connor Ingram was in the starter's net the entire practice, except for the last 2 minutes. But we realized that Tristan Jarry, his pregame thing is, he likes to go left. Now, maybe that's because in Pittsburgh it was, I don't know, but that's where he goes. Now, this is his first home start. So I've never seen it before. Right? On the road, all the arenas just happen to be, I guess, where the visiting goalie would start, and no one thought it was a big deal. But he is starting tonight. It was interesting. And hey, some goalies can't go right, likes to go left. Who knows? But and Jarry doesn't speak on game day. We'll see if that changes. It's kind of an oddity thing to me, to be honest, but we'll see how that plays out. In the organization, goalies have always... Now, it doesn't like you have to speak every game day because you don't talk to every player on game days. There's usually like 3 or 4, unless it's a back-to-back, then there's none. So you think about it, you've got 70 games, really, because the Oilers play about 12 back-to-backs. So you got 70 games. You rotate. As the goalie, you're probably talking on game day maybe 15 times. Maybe 18. Right? It's a pretty important position. So it's something that I'm sure there'll be negotiating and conversations to see how it plays out. But I'd never seen that before. And you know what? Hey, if Tristan Jarry warms up every game like that, doesn't matter to me. You get to know it. I don't care. But I'd never seen it before. It was just a small little change that everybody's used to certain habits and criteria. Everybody goes to that net when they're the starting goalie, except Tristan Jarry. And guess what? It's his first home start, funny enough, since he's been like, He's been with the team now for over a month, but of course he got injured for a time, and his first 3 starts were on the road, and then he started on the road in the last road trip, but finally he'll get to hear the crowd in Edmonton cheering him tonight, which will probably be a nice bonus for him. Hey, Gregs, why an 8 o'clock start tonight? Simply television is the main reason why. It is a national televised game tonight. They have a few of them. Usually it's Wednesdays, but they have the odd Tuesday. And so tonight, the doubleheader. And the Oilers will be the late game with the New Jersey Devils. So there you go. That's why. I think they have the Sharks Lightning as the early game, because the Canadians, that's got to be a TSN game because it's regional. It's on a Tuesday. Senators is a regional game. It's on a Tuesday. So yeah, that would be it.
Bruins Stars.
It's the Bruins Stars is the early one?
Yeah.
What?
TNT doubleheader.
And that game, see, here's the thing. Why does that game have to start at 7:30 Eastern on a doubleheader night? Like, these are the small, the Bruins have a lot of games. Oh, no, the game's in Dallas. Okay, it's in Dallas, so that means it's 6:30 Central Time. But, like, why would you even do that? It just seems odd to me. Like, why would you do that? So you're starting your second game at 10 Eastern. What's the benefit? I just don't get it. So, I don't know. Bigger heads. It just seems like my early games would always start at 5 Eastern. Sorry, 7 Eastern, 5 Mountain. Every time. Because you could even then start the second one at the TV broadcast time of 7:30. We all know it's not going to start till 7:45. But you could easily do it. But that's why they're doing it, for those of you who are wondering. So. Oh, you know what? Oh, yeah. You know what we're going to do here? We just got these given away. Ooh, I like it. So, you know what? We got a 4-pack of tickets, Connor Howley. And these are good seats. Right? These are like in the lower bowl. Like, what row are they, Cons?
I just got logged out of my Ticketmaster. I'll bring it up right now and let you know.
They're in section 126, seats 7 to 10, a 4-pack. So we're going to do like somebody can get a really good deal. But we'll do like a half an hour auction for these for charity. 4 tickets to tonight's game. Lower bowl, section 126. Okay, great seats from Dan. Thanks, Dan, for donating them. And we'll go for charity. Okay? So a 4-pack of tickets. Somebody's going to get a real good deal here.
Row 30.
All right, so section 126. Nice. Those are great seats, man. I know exactly where they are. You'll have a wonderful vantage point of the game. So maybe you got multiple kids you never get to go. So Paulie opens it up at $300. So there you go. $75 a ticket. It's a pretty good deal. 833-401-1440. We're going to stop it at 5 when Spec's done. When Spec's done, that's when it'll end, because that'll give you lots of time to get to the game. All right? 833-401-1440. And we always do increments of 25. So Andrew's up to 325. Is where we go. So 833-401-1440. 833-401-1440. Let's get to the con man and a sports 1440 update. We'll have a spec DVD coming up in the final hour here on the Gregor Show, presented by PlayAlberta.ca. Here is the con man sports 1440 update, brought to you by Northgate Buick GMC, where they are hoping to continue the success, partnered up with Sports 1440 and all the people who drive there, because they help feed over 500 families in 2025 and look to do the same. So get you in great vehicles and help people in the community. NorthgateGM.com.
This is the Sports 1440 update.
Game day, the New Jersey Devils in town taking on the Oilers. Puck drop just after 8 o'clock. That means we've got a 2-hour pregame show with Andrew Walker getting going at 6 here on Sports 1440. Elsewhere, Wild taking on the Canadians, Sharks in Tampa, Jackets up against the Sens, Bruins and the Stars meeting in Dallas, Preds, Sabres, Blues head to Winnipeg, and the Kings hosting the Rangers at 8 o'clock. In the association, Toronto Raptors head to the Bay taking on the Golden State Warriors, tip-off after 8. Also, Lakers, Nuggets, Kings, Heat, the Timberwolves in Utah, Rockets host the Spurs, and the Suns taking on the Philadelphia 76ers in the BCHL. Spruce Grove will host Trail. Out at Thompson Family Arena, puck drop 7 o'clock. Earlier today in the AJ, you had Devon doubling up Drumheller 4-2, and Fort Mac beats Calgary 6-5 in overtime. PWHL action this evening, Ottawa and New York at 5, Seattle, Toronto at 8. Coming up in hour 4 of the Jason Gregor Show, we'll be joined by Mark Spector of Rogers Sportsnet and Derek Van Diest from NHL.com. I'm Connor Halley. This has been a Sports 1440 update.
Sports 1440 in West Edmonton Mall and Wetaskiwin. CKJR is a Stingray radio station.
Download the free radio player app and listen wherever you go.
Legacy Heating and Cooling offers no payments and no interest for 1 year on your new furnace. So, when you wake up to no heat, call Legacy. Call Legacy. If you need it immediately with no overtime rates. Call Legacy. If you need it immediately and want to combo it with AC. Call Legacy. Call Legacy. No payments and no interest for 1 year on your new furnace. It could only be Legacy Heating and Cooling.
A pizza from Papa John's is already pretty great, but you know what's even better? 2 pizzas from Papa John's. For a limited time, get a medium one-topping pizza for only $6 when you order any large specialty pizza at regular menu price. Whether you're feeding your family, your team, or yourself, get your next meal from your locally owned and operated Papa John's with a $6 one-top medium when you order any large specialty at regular menu price. Better ingredients, better pizza, Papa John's.
Hey, Edmonton, did you know a local Play Alberta winner scored over $500,000 on Mega Jackpots Ocean Bells? Think about the season tickets you could lock down with that kind of cash. From major casino winners every hour to jackpots worth millions and hundreds of popular games to money that stays in the province, there's never been a better time to sign up for Play Alberta. Download the app today to get started with casino, sports, and lottery all in one app. Must be 18 plus to play. When you gamble, use your game sense.
Get the lowdown with Low Tide. Weekdays from noon to 2 on Sports 1440. He's seen it all and then some. From stats to stories, he breaks it down like no one else. Proud to be Edmonton sports leader. Sports 1440.
The job won't wait. Why should you? At AWS Welding Supplies and Repairs, conveniently located in Nisku, we've got everything you need to get it done. From product sales to servicing and calibrating machines, we're your one-stop shop. We're a proud, locally owned and operated business, committed to serving our community with a proven track record of customer service. Don't let a broken tool slow you down. We offer fast repairs and free same-day delivery of in-stock items to Leduc, Nisku, and South Edmonton. AWS Welding. We make it happen. At Fountain Tire, success is a team effort. They're committed to their team members and their customers. And that means treating your vehicle like it's their own and finding solutions that suit your needs. Because whatever the road brings ahead, they're on it with you. Visit fountaintire.com today.
Measles is very dangerous during pregnancy, increasing the risk of many severe health-related complications. If you're planning to become pregnant, make sure you have received 2 doses of the vaccine at least 1 month before conception. Don't get measles, get immunized. Visit alberta.ca/measles to find out if you're up to date and what to do if you're not. A message from the Government of Alberta.
Escape the cold and catch the hottest sports action at Selly's Sports Bar and Lounge. Not a bad seat in the house. All the games and tons of big screens. Plus, Selly's menu has something for everyone, along with game night food and drink features. And this January, Oilers watch parties continue. So bring your friends and cheer loud and proud. Selly's Sports Bar and Lounge at all 3 Century Casino locations: Edmonton, St. Albert, and Century Mile.
Every day is game day at Century Casino.
Portions of this hour brought to you by Cantork. We offer sale, rental, repair, and calibration of hydraulic, pneumatic, and battery-powered torque wrenches, stud tensioners, and flange maintenance equipment. Order today at cantork.com.
The Jason Gregor Show, the best of Edmonton sports talk and beyond. This is Sports 1440.
Presented by PlayAlberta.ca, Alberta's only regulated online gambling website.
Just after 5 o'clock. Sports 1440, sports1440.ca, YouTube, Facebook, X, Instagram. It's the Jason Gregor Show. Thanks for listening. Thanks for watching. As always, brought to you by playalberta.ca. Your chance tonight. Good luck. Get in. Of course, it is Tuesday Lotto Max and $15 million. Could make a difference for you. Check it out. PlayAlberta.ca. And while you're there, check out the Jason Gregor Show odds boost. For every night, we do different ones. Obviously, on Oilers nights, a lot of Oiler focus. So I got 3 different options for you. You can check it out at playalberta.ca. Of course, the Oilers going 11-7 tonight. Tristan Jarry will make his first home start as a member of the Edmonton Oilers. Kapanen is out, but sounds like it's only going to be around a week. According to Chris Knobloch, Leon Draisaitl expected back later this week. I expect him to play Saturday against the Washington Capitals. Probably miss the Pittsburgh game on Thursday, so the Oilers probably have to go 11-7 for one more game. I don't think it's a big deal. They used to have 12 healthy forwards, and they'd go 11-7. So people getting all up in arms. Oh, this is really a travesty. Why? How is it hurting anybody? I don't see it being a big issue at all. And then you have Regula will draw in as the 7th defenseman. Might be hard-pressed to see him play a lot of minutes unless Edmonton follows up with a blowout win with their 3rd consecutive blowout win. We shall see. As we get to the spec report brought to you by GS Construction, your underground infrastructure specialist. Taking care of simple things like running water. All the underground work that allows you to have the luxuries of running water. GS Construction. And Andrew's up to 425. We got till spec is done. We got those 4-pack of tickets tonight. So 4 seats, lower bowl for the Oilers. Second one, 26 tonight. Oilers and the New Jersey Devils. So it's a great deal. I love it. 833-401-1440. Spec, how you doing?
So spec is done. So if a really good bid comes in, I just quit. Is that what you're saying? I just go?
Maybe. I don't know. There you go. You're disappear. What do you got? Some fake background thing behind you? It's something like that.
Here, let me see if I can fix that.
You're all superimposed there. So it's the best you've ever looked, Spec. It's the best you've ever looked.
It is, man.
There you go. That's a little bit better.
Not much. Keep going, buddy. I'll fix it.
Yeah, no problem. The Oilers, Spec, the love. There we go. Clean your camera lens. Holy cow! Wow. The Oilers, hey, obviously it was a great weekend for them, outscoring the opposition 11-0. It's really, defensively, and I know it's not like they've been playing, the best teams in the league or anything, but everybody goes through that. You play middling teams, you play bad teams, and you mix in some good teams. But the Oilers are 5th best in goals against since Christmas. They got the 2nd best penalty kill. And, they're actually higher defensive numbers than they are offensive numbers, which is a good sign for them.
Well, so what does all that tell you, right? It means you're putting your game together on all the fronts. Like they're I think it's no secret, Jay, this team starts slow to their season and it takes them a while to wrap the whole package up. But I think that's what we're seeing. The goaltending moves that Bowman has made has probably helped this thing along. But, I look at a player like Ekholm. Ekholm wasn't great until halfway through November. Now he's been fantastic ever since. So too has Bouchard been good, right? So now your best defensemen are good. Now there's less pressure on the rest of your D. Now here we are, Draisaitl's off on a leave of absence, and a whole bunch of support scoring starts piling in. So this is, we talked about this yesterday. This is why they're a good team. But they're not a good team until all the cylinders start clicking, and they look like they're starting to click now.
Yeah, they are definitely playing better, no question. You look at it tonight, obviously with 11 forwards, there's going to be different combinations, but it sounds like Nugent Hopkins, Roslovic, Frederick are a line, and those guys, the 3 of them all play center. They'll probably be the guys, going with Howard and Savoy. You'll keep the Lazar line together with Janmark and Mangiapane, and then McDavid, Podkolzin, and Hyman. You look at Savoy and Howard, young guys together, Spec, lots of other guys are chipping in. Where, do you see room for both of them on the playoff roster?
Not the way they're playing right now, but it's only January 20th. Not the way with the production we're getting out of both those guys, we're seeing out of both those guys now. I don't see a team. I just don't see a roster where if a new player comes in, like if Bowman trades for a left winger, let's say, and Kapanen comes back, and then Henrique comes back, I don't see a world in which both Savoy and Howard survive all those new guys coming in because their production just isn't there.
Yeah, no, that's fair. The New Jersey Devils come to town, man, and they are struggling. 9 wins in the last 25. They're only scoring 51 goals in 25 games. The Oilers have scored 93 goals in their last 25 games, just for comparison marks for people. That's, this is a game the Oilers should win, Spec. And I talked to Curtis Lazar about it. Like, they've yet to get on a roll, and it hasn't hurt them per se because they're in second place in the division, but it really hasn't helped them. You know what? Every team in the league has won 3 in a row at least twice, except the Oilers and Blues, who haven't done it once, and LA's only done it once. And I just, look at Colorado, as dominant as they've been, Spec. It's because they have 2 10-game winning streaks. Like, they get on a roll and they stay on a roll. And this schedule now, this is where the Oilers should get on a legitimate roll.
Yeah, this is their time. We've been talking about it. They've been looking forward to it. We looked at this in September and said, okay, man, that first half looks wicked, but wait till I get to January, boys. So here we are. Like, this has been coming down the road a long time. It is, and you can't seize on this big, long homestand and come out the other end and not have won 3 in a row and say, yeah, but we were good. No, not at this point. It's sort of, we're at crunch time on the whole putting a run together thing. So, yeah, I think it's a bit of a metaphor for what we were talking about when we started this thing out. Like, their games coming together, and they haven't been consistent, and they haven't had all their cylinders, and outside of Draisaitl, not being here, which is obviously a huge dent, their game's coming together now. They are in a position. There is no reason not to win 3. They're rested. They're home. The other guys aren't. For the next few games, the other guys are coming in tired. I can't think of a reason why you can't start putting a roll together during this homestand, Jay.
No, that's fair. I agree. And it's set up for them scheduling-wise, rest-wise, opponent-wise, health-wise. Like, Draisaitl will be back, sounds like, for Saturday for Edmonton. Kapanen's not too serious. So, if you have one guy out of your lineup, you should be fine with it.
You got 2 goalies that both are playing well and are not overtaxed. They're going one after another here. Like, no one's playing more than 1 game in basically 4 days. So your goalies are fresh as a daisy, and both of them are going great, going awesome right now. So, yeah, it's all there to put this thing together, and it kind of starts tonight, doesn't it?
Yeah, it totally does. Now, mention the goaltenders, Tristan Jarry. You've covered the team longer than me. I've never seen a goalie who's the starter be in the non-starters net for the entire practice. It doesn't matter. It's just funny. It's just kind of different thing. And, everybody has their, Chris Naba kind of joked, hey, everybody has their, their superstitions, whatever. Goalie's a little bit more. And so, but do you think they're going to rotate? Like, this is 6 games in a row now where it's been Jarry, Ingram, Jarry, Ingram, Jarry, Ingram. Do you think that continues right through the Olympics?
I mean, I think that because of the health situation of Jarry, the ball's in his court, put it that way. Like, I still think, I don't know, like, tell me I'm wrong. I still think they look at Jarry as their number 1 and Ingram as their number 2. And I think that the decision is a little bit with Jarry. Okay, are you ready to play more? Do you think you need to play more? Like, if he came to the coach and said, hey, my health is good, I've tested this groin thing out, I'm ready, I need more starts. What do you think Knobloch would say?
That's a good question. I guess I look at it twofold, Spec. Like, the way Ingram's playing, there's no need to have to overplay Jarry for a few weeks, right? Like, why? You're going to get 3 weeks off, then you come back and get him, because he's already been hurt twice. And so that's where I'd be like, you know what? You're going to play tonight, you're going to play Saturday, right? Then you're going to play.
Get this thing to the Olympic break.
Yes.
And reassess after that.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's how I look at it. And honestly, like, the way Ingram's playing, like, Jarry's you can't just give him the number 1 job. He's got to earn it at this point to say, hey, if it's a 2-to-1 ratio, or I don't even know I don't think it has to be a 3-to-1 ratio, but if it's a 2-to-1 ratio, he's got to play better all the time to earn a 2-to-1 ratio. It can't just be based on, well, this is what your contract is. Because I think healthy competition is a good problem. And Ingram, dude, like he's played great in every game except one, like great in 8 out of 9. So that's what you want. I think you want competition for that position.
Haven't had it in this town. Like, Skinner's career here, he's really been the number one and Pickard's been the number 2. And no one would ever dispute that. Like, and I think we all said Skinner might, when they still had Skinner, we talked about bringing in another guy that could push him and how that would be a better situation and someone who might be as good or better than he is. And well, lo and behold, that's what we got. We got 2 goalies here that I can't pick much between them right now. I honestly can't. I don't see one guy, like neither guy has a resume that has done something that the other guy hasn't. Neither guy's taken their team through 2, 3, 4 playoff series and won a whole bunch. Or, I remember when Jerry took the Penguins to the Cup, or I remember when Ingram took Arizona. Neither guy has that. They're pretty equal, right? One guy makes more money, and you gave up a lot more to get Jari than you did for Ingram, but none of that stuff. It's like a guy that was a first-round pick 10 years ago. Who cares, right? I don't care where you got drafted 10 years ago. So I'm with you, man. It's an open competition. May the best man win. And the one thing is you're going to get to the playoffs and both guys are going to be really rested and neither guy's going to be overtaxed. And that, to me, is a pretty good setup for the Oilers down the stretch.
Mark Spector joins us, Roger Sportsnet. Connor McDavid has played 17 career games against the New Jersey Devils, and he has a point in every game. He's got 31 points in 17 games. It's the second longest active streak against any franchise. The only longer is Leon Draisaitl's 20-gamer against the Chicago Blackhawks. But it is kind of wild that McDavid, every game in his career, he's had at least a point. And, 31 and 17 is pretty good. And, the way the Devils are playing right now and the way McDavid's playing, pretty good chance he'll get to 18.
It's just a quirky stat because you only play them twice a year. There's no rivalry. They never have played a game where New Jersey and Edmonton went on the ice and we said, oh, man, this is an important game. Like, holy cow, it's late in the season. Their games are always done by the end of January. But yet he somehow gets a point every single night against the Devils. So don't ask me why, how. I mean, it just tells you what we already know. Connor McDavid's really good. That's my takeaway from that stat, Jay.
Yeah, I'd love to know what the longest streak all time would have been. I'd be very curious about it.
I think it would be a 2 teams that play each other a lot, wouldn't it?
Oh, no problem. Like Gretzky against Vancouver or Calgary. Right? Would be my guess. Now, McDavid also has a 17-gamer against Nashville currently, too. So he's tied there with both. He's got points in 17 straight against the Predators dating back to 2018. But Connor McDavid in this run, he's on spec and shooting the puck way more than he has. But also, it's not a shock to me that McDavid's run started when Zach Hyman came back in the lineup. I really think that Zach Hyman does a lot of things, not only to score himself, but things he does really complements McDavid's game and creates more space for him in the offensive zone.
Listen, I think for sure you're right. I think everything you just said is bang on. But that's why I say that to me, Hyman should be an Olympic candidate because he can go there and do the same thing for any centerman, right? The way he goes to it used to be if you went to the net, they'd chop you into bits and you think, man, I don't know if I want to keep going to the net because it hurts. Well, those days are mostly over. They can't beat you up in front of the net. You're not allowed 6 cross checks like Smitty used to take in the back in the old days. So now you just got to be the first guy in front of the net. And then they have to send a defenseman over to you and you draw people. And so my point is, Hyman's really good in front of the net. And if he's opening space for McDavid, sure he is. Well, he'd open space for anybody. He could play on anybody's line and be that effective. He scores more points because McDavid gets him the puck better than most guys would. But I'm not sure there's a real answer anymore for the kind of player Hyman is defensively. Like, how are you gonna defend against what Hyman does? Because you can't chop him and hack him and cross-check him anymore. So he's pretty tough to defend in the blue paint. No?
Oh, yeah, it's very difficult to defend. And, he's pretty big body and he knows how to position himself very well. Spec, I know you're a huge ball guy, so I want to get your thoughts on it. The MLB Hall of Fame voting came out today, and two guys got voted in. You need 75% of the vote to get into the Hall of Fame. And Carlos Beltran and Andrew Jones were the two to make it. Chase Utley's actually third at 59%, and then Andy Pettit was 48, Felix Hernandez 46. Alex Rodriguez up to 40, 100%. But really, like, outside of those two, no one was really that close. And I'm not sold that Chase Utley is a Hall of Famer in my books.
No,
but I think Felix Hernandez might be more than him.
Yeah, I won't say I'm close enough to baseball anymore to know, like, in terms of Utley's Hall of Fame credentials, how many home runs, what's his on base percentage, all that stuff. But you know what, Andrew Jones, for how many years was he?
It's really good.
Did he lead that Atlanta team that won their division every single year, right? Like, that Atlanta team he played for was so good. And Carlos Beltran is a great, great player. So I certainly don't quibble with either. I think it is an interesting year that it almost seems like a thin year, doesn't it, Jay? Like, there's not most years we have a controversy, like with some guy that everyone thinks he should be in, or, you know, or they're putting in a guy that's, you know, just like a Mark McGuire or someone who's a no doubt Hall of Famer. This year, Beltran and Jones, they don't move the meter the way the way it's been moved in the past. Is that fair?
Yes. Andrew Jones, I saw a stat actually, like, now it's maybe a little bit misleading, but he had like the highest percentage of stolen bases. Like, he was only caught on successfully stole like 86% of his bases, which is really good. Now, Tim Raines was at 84, but Tim Raines stole 808 bases compared to 316. So it's a little bit different, but still he was good. He was a great hitter. He was a great defender. And, I think he's full marks deserving to get into the Hall of Fame. And
great player for a long time.
Very good player. And Andrew Jones, like, that Braves team, like, man, you look at those Braves dynasties and obviously the pitching staff, and then you throw in Chipper Jones and, Fred McGriff was there for a while. They had such a good team. And, that might go down as the greatest team who should have won more championships. They did win one, but man, they should have. They probably could have won, not should have, but could have won more. They were so talented, just found some years they just could not get it done. It's crazy.
They're like the Dave Dickinson Calgary Stampeders, and Huffnagel. That team was the best team in the league for several years, and they win a couple of Grey Cups. Like, somehow it happens, hey, we're sitting in a town where the Oilers have been awfully, awfully good, and they don't have any hardware to show for it. So, looking back at Andrew Jones' career and how great those Braves teams were, you're right, man. How did they win one World Series? They were the best team in the National League, off and on for so long. And I guess that's the lesson. Like, say what you want about a team like Florida. You know what? They've been good for a window here, and they got 2 cups to show for it, and take my hat off to them. They're making hay while the sun's shining here.
Yeah. It's very true. Lastly, Spec, Vasily Podkolzin.
Yeah. I love this
play guy tonight on the going to take over Draisaitl spot. Wallman was there for a few games, and Podkolzin scored in consecutive games here, and they're going to give him a look there. I was looking; he's had a total of 1 minute and 41 seconds of power play time as a member of the Oilers. Right, like that's nothing. So it's like 1 second a game, basically. So virtually zero. Right, he'll get it tonight. He's worked on his one-timer. I said, I'm not sure he'll score on it, but he's going to take a one-timer tonight on the power play, Spec. I think it's going to be a guarantee.
I love this quote today. He says, "It's a good time to be me." The guy plays with Draisaitl, and then Draisaitl leaves, and he says, "Okay, well, now you get to play with McDavid."
Yeah.
Not bad. This is a bit of a lifetime achievement award for Podkolzin. Like, he's earned this by being a solid citizen and a good player for a long time. I've not seen any example of his scoring touch that tells me he should be in the trigger man spot on the best power play in hockey. But you know what? Draisaitl's not in town right now. This kid's earned a shot. Everyone loves him on that team. His work ethic is beyond reproach. He's a most honest player. He is, like, this guy. He is an honest player, man. He works hard off the ice. He works hard on the ice. He takes a hit to make the play. He'll come in and defend Draisaitl when anyone messes around with him. Like, I can't find any holes in his game other than you'd think a guy that practices that hard would get more goals. And now they're starting to come. So, hey, I'm all for it. Give the kid a couple nights in the power play here, and maybe he'll get lucky.
Never know. It'll be something to watch for. Spec, as always, I appreciate it. Have yourself a great
All right,
day.
brother. See you at the rink.
That's our Spec of the Spec Report brought to you by GS Construction. Paulie had a bit of a 450, but we should give Andrew and I thought about it. It's kind of unfair to not give him time to counter. So we're at 450, and we'll give those guys the commercial break to counter if he wants to. And if not, Paulie has it at 450 for the tickets. Tonight, we'll return on the Gregor Show presented by PlayAlberta.ca.
A pizza from Papa John's is already pretty great, but you know what's even better? 2 pizzas from Papa John's. For a limited time, get a medium one-topping pizza for only $6 when you order any large specialty pizza at regular menu price. Whether you're feeding your family, your team, or yourself, get your next meal from your locally owned and operated Papa John's with a $6 one-top medium when you order any large specialty at regular menu price. Better ingredients, better pizza, Papa John's.
And here comes Action Electrical Service Team sprinting onto the scene. These are your first responders for any electrical emergency.
That's right. With their fleet of service vans and specialized gear, they assess, they service, and maintain electrical lighting and automation systems. They're all about rapid response.
Quick diagnostics and repairs to restore power and safety fast. Hire the Action Electrical team to bring home a win for your project. Visit actionelectrical.net.
Think your credit's not good enough for a new ride? Think again. Go Auto's car loan calculator is here to help. No commitments, no credit hits, just real answers. You tell us a few things, and we'll show you what you can afford. Text credit to 780-777-7777. That's credit to 780 all sevens. Go Auto. We do the math, so you can do the driving.
Come for Canada's largest trade shows, the biggest names in entertainment, exhilarating sporting events, and more. And stay for the experience at the Edmonton Expo Centre. Looking for the perfect place to host your next big event? From trade shows to galas, meetings, and concerts, the Edmonton Expo Centre has the space, event expertise, and service to make your next event unforgettable. With over 522,000 square feet of flexible event space, in-house catering, and operational expertise, they bring your biggest vision to life. Learn more at edmontonexpocentre.com today.
Big guests, bigger takes. Jason Gregor brings the names you know and the stories you don't. Weekdays, 2 to 6 on Sports 1440. Don't miss a minute of the action on Edmonton's sports leader, Sports 1440.
Scott McGilvery here, HGTV host and renovation expert. The one upgrade I know homeowners will love, better, fresher Culligan water straight from the tap. Culligan's Aquacentral reverse osmosis filtration system takes your water to the next level. With up to 7 stages of filtration and 14 filter options, they're certified to reduce over 90 contaminants. Your tap water is about to get a major upgrade. Safer water that tastes great. Get started with a free in-home water test at Culligan.com. Culligan, water you love.
Does your New Year's resolution include saving money? Then don't miss the store-wide inventory clearance at the Brick. Save up to 70% off in-store clearance items. Buy more, save more on bedroom and dining furniture. Up to 25% off. Save on select major kitchen appliances. Plus, buy 2 or more and save the tax. Finally, a resolution you can keep. The Brick, saving you more. Some exclusions apply. See in-store for details.
Edmonton's only 24-hour-a-day sports radio station can be heard anytime, anywhere. Sports 1440 is streaming on your phone, your tablet, your computer. Download an app today and listen to Sports 1440.
Get the manufacturer of it.
Portions of this hour brought to you by Sherbrooke Liquor, the best place for wine, cocktails, and beers from all over the world. Also a variety of excellent non-alcoholic options. See more at SherbrookeLiquor.com.
The Jason Gregor Show, the best of Edmonton sports talk and beyond. This is Sports 1440.
Presented by PlayAlberta.ca, Alberta's only regulated online gambling website.
Paulie, is the winner. He's going to the game tonight. So thanks again for Dan for donating the tickets. Really appreciate it. And there you go. We'll enjoy that. Oilers taking on the New Jersey Devils tonight in a game that, as you've seen all year long, winning 3 in a row is never easy. It's far from a guarantee. But man, tonight, lots of arrows point to this being a game the Edmonton Oilers should win. Doesn't mean they will, but they should. Devils struggling, scored 51 goals in their last 25 games. And they've allowed 81. Like they're minus 30 in their last 25 games. Meanwhile, the Edmonton Oilers are plus 32. That's a 60-goal spread. Devils have scored 51 goals. The Oilers have scored 93 goals in those 25 games. Almost 2 more goals a game. So I'm sorry, but you got to find a way to win this game tonight if you're the Edmonton Oilers and get on a 3-game winning streak. And then maybe you got a chance to make it 4 against the Penguins, who are actually playing pretty well coming into town on Thursday. But it'll also be their 3rd game in 4 nights for them in second half of back-to-back. You got some scheduling benefits here. We'll see if the Oilers can take advantage of it. As we get to the oil report now, brought to you by Go Auto. Go Auto, not only do they sell a lot of vehicles, supply a lot of vehicles, they give back a ton to the community. Over $25 million they have donated to local charities in their communities. That is goauto.ca. As Derek Van Diest from NHL.com joins us. DVD, bonsoir. How you doing?
Good, Jason. How are you doing today?
I'm doing excellent. Not as good as the Oilers as of late. They've played quite well. They've separated themselves from everybody but Vegas, and it's kind of down to a 2-horse race. It's looking like, which we all expected, I think, at the start of the year. Most people thought it'd be Vegas and Edmonton in the Pacific Division. It's kind of taken 50 games, but the separation is there. Although the Sharks still keep winning, I'll give the Sharks credit. They're a little bit in the rearview mirror, but either way, the Oilers, you know what? They haven't been overly consistent. There's only been one stretch of 10 games where they even won more than half. So this is a time now, starting kind of their 6th 10-game section. You've got to get on a run here if you're the Edmonton Oilers.
Yeah, you do. And you got to start, I think they're playing really well. I think they're playing their best hockey of the season. I know they're still missing Leon Draisaitl. He's not expected to come back till later this week. I'm not sure if that means late or whether he'll be able to play Saturday or what's the situation with that. Later this week, Draisaitl can play back. But I think the guys that are playing kind of in his place have really kind of taking that extra ice time and trying to make the most of it. And you're seeing that spread out a little bit more now that Leon Draisaitl is not here. But I think you're right. They got to win 3 in a row. They haven't won 3 in a row all year. There's another opportunity to win 3 straight. And we talked about it before, I guess, before this segment started with Draisaitl and McDavid and those guys. They had a ton of home games in January. A ton of games, a lot of opportunity here to kind of put together a run and create some separation for the teams trying to catch them and try and keep up to the Vegas Golden Knights. And this next 2 weeks is a good opportunity to continue doing that. They have a game every second day, basically, for the next 2 weeks leading into the Olympic break. And so they want to keep playing well. And I think this is a good opportunity for them. They're getting a team that won last night, but they played last night in Calgary. They lost a very key piece of their puzzle in Luke Hughes. He's done. Looks like he separated his shoulder, although officially it's still undisclosed, but he's going to be done for a while. We talked to Sheldon Keefe this morning about that. He says they haven't totally evaluated him. He's still with the team. He's still with them, but doesn't look good. He'll be done for a little while here. So this is an opportunity. The Oilers are well rested. Come in here and beat a team on the second night of a back-to-back.
Yeah, that's a big blow for them. But I will say, if there's one area that they can handle that blow, it's on the black end. Like, you look at their blue line, even without him, they got some pretty good defenders. You got Dougie Hamilton in your 3rd pair tonight, it looks like, with Nemec. And then you got Pesce, and then you got Siegenthaler, and then you got Brandon Dillon. And, they got and Kovacevic. Like, they got a good, solid decor in New Jersey. But the problem is, it doesn't matter because it can't score, right? Like, they can't score at all. And lately, they haven't been great defending. I know they shut Calgary down last night, and good for them, but it's not like the Flames are an offensive juggernaut. But this New Jersey team, if this continues, like, Winnipeg's clearly the biggest disappointment in the NHL this year. But, man, New Jersey's going to be right up there, and same with Ottawa if they don't have a miraculous final 30 games.
Yeah, New Jersey was a team that's supposed to be up on the rise. They're supposed to challenge Carolina. They're supposed to be one of those teams that kind of went through that rebuild, got those pieces, and with those pieces, remember everyone kept saying they just need a goalie. They just need a goalie. Once they get a goalie, they're going to be fine. Jersey's going to be a really good team once they get a goalie. They went and got their goalie, and there's still issues there. There's still problems to solve. So, yeah, this was a team that's supposed to be the elite in the Eastern Conference, and they're not playing that way right now. They're playing well below expectations, and I think there's a lot of pressure on Sheldon Keefe and a lot of pressure on the management of this team to turn this thing around, because it's been a while, and they've kind of been on the cusp of taking that next step. Okay, they're ready to take that next step. They're ready to be one of the elite teams in the NHL, and they just haven't got there. So for them to miss out on the playoffs would be devastating for them. That would be a huge step back for this organization that has been building for a lot of years. And people, I think, expected them to take that next step. They expected them to be one of the top teams in the Eastern Conference, and it just hasn't worked out that way. So, yeah, they have a lot of work to do here in the last third of the season just to get in the playoffs, and then they were supposed to make a run. So we'll see if that happens. But Sheldon Keefe said that they are playing a little better. They're building on it. And he's hoping that kind of continues today with another good effort.
What's your expectation for Pod Colson with the little added boost tonight?
You know what? I think it's funny because I think now that Leon Draisaitl's not here, like I understand when you're playing with superstar players, what you want to do is you get him the puck as much as possible. And Pod Colson passes up a lot of shooting opportunities, in my opinion, looking for Leon Draisaitl, looking to get him the puck back. And I get it. That's his job. Go get the puck, give it to Leon Draisaitl, get yourself in open spaces. But I think now he's kind of has to drive the play a little bit himself. Now he's going to sit in that spot on the power play. He said this morning, I'm not Leon. I'm not going to do the things Leon does. But you're thinking, well, maybe this will get him to shoot the puck a little bit more. Maybe this will get him to carry the puck a little bit more. Maybe this will get him to kind of drive offensively a little bit more, because you see when you're playing with Leon Draisaitl, and it's natural if you're playing with David or Draisaitl, give them the puck. Those are the guys that gain the zone. You go to the net, you fish the puck out of the corner. But now that Leon Draisaitl is not here, maybe he gets more of an opportunity to be that driver, to be that guy, to take the puck to the net, to shoot the puck, and to do those things that otherwise he wouldn't do, because he's, every time he gets the puck, he's looking to see where Leon is on the ice and trying to give the puck to Leon Draisaitl. So, yeah, I'm looking to see what he does here. And I think the coaching staff is like, hey, we're going to put you on the first unit power play. We want you to shoot the puck. That's what he's there to do, to shoot the puck, not to make those cross-seam passes that Leon Draisaitl does. So we'll see if he gets himself in good spots and gets good opportunities to shoot the puck today.
I'm going to say he gets at least one-timer attempt on the power play tonight.
Yeah.
Whether it goes in, we'll see. But I think they want to feed him one. Like Zach Hyman was talking about how he has a very sneaky one-timer. He's worked on it. I think now, they're not going to try to force it to him, but I won't be surprised if we see him unleash one. Now, I was looking back at highlights, and he scored on a lot of one-timers in the American League. Right? Like, obviously, Oiler fans have never really seen him on the power play. He's had a grand total of 1 minute and 41 seconds of power play time, in his 100 games here in Edmonton. It's basically like 1 second a game. It's nothing. So,
yeah.
You know what? Tonight, I'm not, obviously, McDavid's the main guy, and then probably Nuge, and then Hyman, but now Pod Colson becomes an option for sure. But it's more so his 5-on-5 play, Derek. I looked it up today. He's got 12 5-on-5 goals. He's on pace for 19.8, right around 20. In the salary cap era, the Oilers only have 6 players who scored 25-on-5 goals in a season. McDavid did it 6 times. Draisaitl did it 4 times. Maroon did it once. Penner did it once. Hyman did it once. Eberle did it once. That's it. Like, if Pod Colson scores 20 goals 5-on-5 this year, I think people have to appreciate just how hard that is and how good of a season it is for him.
Oh, for sure. Definitely for sure. And I think it's tough when you don't get any power play time. When you're out there, you get into a rhythm of your shift, and you're on the second line. Yeah, you're playing with Leon Draisaitl. You get some opportunities, and suddenly there's a penalty called against the other team, and you're like, oh, I'm going to sit on the bench for the next 2 minutes, and probably the next 4 minutes, because they like to come out with Draisaitl and McDavid right after, whatever the shifts are. So it's one of those things that, yeah, it's tough to get into a rhythm when all you do is play 5-on-5 if you're an offensive guy or if you're a top 6 guy. Like, it's rare for a top 6 guy not to get any power play time on your team. So I think that's a big compliment to him to be able to do that when he's strictly playing 5-on-5. Now, tonight, he'll be playing, he'll be generating, he'll be creating things, and if there's a penalty, he'll be right over the boards again. And so he's able to kind of maintain that rhythm and that flow, and you don't have to sit on the bench for 2.5 minutes while watching someone else throw the puck around the zone and trying to score on the power play. So this will help him. But, yeah, it's impressive, and I do think that this little stint will help without Leon Draisaitl, because hopefully when Draisaitl comes back, he'll say, hey, I can carry the play. I can drive to the net. I can shoot the puck. It doesn't always have to be Leon Draisaitl that carries the puck into the zone. So I think that's really going to help him individually going forward. And then obviously playing with Draisaitl, he's going to get some pretty good looks just the way Draisaitl passes the puck.
Yeah, no, that's totally valid. DVD, one last one for you. What would you do? Would you be a rotation 1-1, or do you need to see Jari get in a few consecutive games? What do you think they do with their goaltending league here over the next few weeks?
Well, I think they're waiting to see if Jari can handle the load. Right now, there's no urgency to play him back to back. I think they just want to see, okay, are you going to be healthy? Are you going to be able to do it? Are you going to be able to play 2, 3, 4 consecutive starts? Obviously, they're very happy with the way Connor Ingram has played. I've been really impressed with Connor Ingram, just the way he reads the game. He seems to know where the play is going to go before it develops. And to me, that was one of Stuart Skinner's weaknesses, is that you knew that pass was coming across, but it shouldn't take him forever to get there. And Ingram seems to be there before the pass even is made. So I really like the way he reads the game. And I think it's a real big boost. But I do think that Jari is their number one guy. They want to get him going. They want to kind of get him in a rhythm, in a flow. And then Ingram is right there, like to pick up the pace. And it's not necessarily a 1-1-8 situation. I do think once they get into the rhythm in the second half of the season, you'll see Jari make 3 out of 4 starts, something like that. But I do think they're very happy with Connor Ingram. And if Jari can show that, he can, do the load where he can play 3 games in a row, I think that's what the Oilers are leaning on. But right now, they have Richards in goal, and they have an opportunity to play different guys. Where does that leave Calvin Pickard? Who knows? Unfortunately, I think he's kind of the odd man out. But those 2 other guys are playing really well in front of him. It's tough to get the net. But that's a good problem to have when you have goaltenders playing well, as opposed to looking for a guy that can kind of fill that role. So I think the goaltending has improved since the move was made with Jari and Connor Ingram, because I think they're both playing really solid hockey right now.
DVD, enjoy the game tonight, buddy. We'll talk to you next Tuesday.
Sounds good. See you down at the rink.
There you go. That's Derek Van Diest from NHL.com. Oilers and the Devils tonight. We'll hear from head coach Chris Knobloch when we return to the Gregor Show, presented by PlayAlberta.ca.
A pizza from Papa John's is already pretty great, but you know what's even better? 2 pizzas from Papa John's. For a limited time, get a medium 1-topping pizza for only $6 when you order any large specialty pizza at regular menu price. Whether you're feeding your family, your team, or yourself, get your next meal from your locally owned and operated Papa John's with a $6 1-top medium when you order any large specialty at regular menu price. Better ingredients, better pizza, Papa John's.
At On the Rocks, the party never stops.
Check it out.
Mondays, Bingo Tune.
Tuesdays, tacos and tequila.
Wednesdays, it's wings and karaoke.
Shake what your mama gave ya with salsa lessons on Thursdays and the best Latin DJs.
Plus, live music every Friday, Saturday, and Sunday, along with DJ Kenny K.
Hold on, let's not forget $5 happy hour, 7 days a week.
Your bar, your party. You're On the Rocks.
On the Rocks.
Jeff Brab and 118th.
Well, get ready for a silly hockey fans. Your partner in power just skated onto the ice.
EWEL.ca, the new e-commerce website for electrical wholesalers Edmonton, is ready for the power play 24/7, 365.
UL skates to where the puck will be in 5 years. Now that's forward thinking.
Killer selection, slamming products from the best brands, and legendary service.
Don't sit on the bench. Get your account today at EWEL.ca and win that project.
Plug into your partner in power. Get an EWEL.ca account today.
Happy New Year from Metal Supermarkets. They'd like to thank you for making them your place to shop for metal and for quick, efficient precision cutting and metal bending. If your resolutions for 2026 include a new project, commercial or residential, they're here to help. And speaking of resolutions, I've taken up pickleball.
11-0. I win.
Great.
Now I can nap.
It's best of 3.
Not in my kitchen, kid. Metal Supermarkets, the local convenience stores for Southside, West End, metalsupermarkets.com.
Escape the cold and catch the hottest sports action at Selly's Sports Bar and Lounge. Not a bad seat in the house. All the games and tons of big screens. Plus, Selly's menu has something for everyone, along with game night food and drink features. And this January, Oilers watch parties continue. So bring your friends and cheer loud and proud. Selly's Sports Bar and Lounge at all 3 Century Casino locations: Edmonton, St. Albert, and Century Mile.
Every day is game day at Century Casino.
It's the best of Honda. It's the place for service too. I love my Honda taste. Would you buy? Would you buy? Would you buy? You would buy it. You would. It's the place.
Portions of this hour brought to you by Crystal Glass, your clear choice for residential windows, locally manufactured and installed. Crystal Glass provides a beautiful product and incredible customer services for all of your residential needs. Call 310 Glass or visit crystalglass.ca for a quote.
The Jason Gregor Show, the best of Edmonton sports talk and beyond. This is Sports 1440.
Presented by PlayAlberta.ca, Alberta's only regulated online gambling website.
Well, welcome back. It is the Jason Gregor Show here on Sports 1440, brought to you by PlayAlberta.ca. You can also watch us on YouTube, Facebook, X, Instagram, and Twitch. Connor Halley, Declan Kruger with you here. We're wrapping up this Tuesday edition of the show. Don't go anywhere. Once this one wraps up, we'll hand things over to Andrew Walker, Donovan Paulson, and Landon Ferraro for a special 2-hour edition of the pregame show as the Edmonton Oilers set to take it on the New Jersey Devils down at Rogers Place. Congrats to Paulie winning our tickets here today. He'll be going with 3 family or friends, whoever he decides to bring with him. And the Edmonton Oilers looking to make it 3 straight for the first time this season. Let us know. 1-833-401-1440. Do they do it? Will they find a way to get the job done? It's been lackluster whenever they've had that opportunity. I don't know what it is. I mean, it's just a number. Go play your game and you should find a way to get the job done. But for the Edmonton Oilers, it's been a challenge. We are going to hear some comments from head coach Chris Knobloch as he spoke to the media earlier today. In case you did miss it, 11-7. That's the plan for the Edmonton Oilers tonight. And with that, some changes on the power play. Podkolzin going to get a chance to get out there in the spot where Jake Wallman had previously occupied. Podkolzin gets a chance. Chris Knobloch, speaking to the media, said just what he likes about having him out there and giving him this opportunity.
I felt just it's easier to insert somebody. You got a forward group with 1 defenseman. And obviously we had Wallman out there, and Wallman's a great shooter. But his natural position on the power play is up top. And we just felt that maybe the transition, having Podkolzin try that. We've only got a game or 2 before we anticipate Draisaitl coming back. So we wanted to give that a try.
Yeah, and it's going to be an interesting look. We had seen, and heard previously, like, this guy's got a quick shot, a quick release. You heard Jason Gregor talking about it. Probably going to let a one-timer go. So intrigued to see how this works out. Of course, the Edmonton Oilers have to move their feet, draw some power plays, and get the opportunity. Now, there was a question today. Who's going to start in between the pipes for the Oilers? Who's going to get that start? At first, we thought maybe it's Ingram. And then after practice, we found out it was Tristan Jarry just practicing the way he likes to do. Coach Knobloch had a quick response and the decision that went into the starter's net in practice today.
All players, but especially the goalies, have their superstitions and like to go to certain places. And I believe that's what Tristan does.
Not much more than that. Pretty simple. Tristan Jarry will get the start, his first start in Edmonton. Of course, for Edmonton hockey fans, you know him quite well from his time with the Edmonton Oil Kings, winning a Memorial Cup. He and Laurent Brossoit were a great duo for a couple of years, and Tristan Jarry took over, obviously drafted by the Pittsburgh Penguins, acquired by the Oilers, and now he is back in Edmonton. And for the goalie equipment nerds, his setup, I would say, looks pretty dang good. Question number 3 here that we're going to get to. Coach was asked about the Oilers defensively. Obviously it's improved, but how much has it improved, and where does he think they are, and where could they go?
Well, it's only been a couple games. Obviously, you get back-to-back shutouts. You're very happy with the way things have gone. But we also got a lot of key saves. Our goalies played really well. It's just such a short period of time. For the weekend, it was great. But I think we've got a lot of room to go. Offensively, we're generating as much or more than almost any team in the league. And defensively, I think we still need to get better, and I know that'll get better as especially our 6 defensemen play together. We haven't had that very much with Wallman being out for the majority of the season, but I think we still have room to grow there.
I think that's fair comments from head coach Chris Knobloch. When you look at it, you won the last 2 games, shutout, always a good sign. The loss to the Islanders was a 1-0 loss. So in the last 3 games, easy math, you've only given up 1 goal. You'd like that to continue tonight against the New Jersey Devils, who we know without Hughes a bit of a struggle there. Offensively, we'll see if they can get it going here. But for the Edmonton Oilers, doing the little things that has worked out quite well for them. And we know, you take care of things in your own end, it's going to benefit you in the offensive side of things. So the Edmonton Oilers, I'm not saying they're going to win 5-6-0 like they had the last couple of games here, but I do believe that it's kind of contagious, and you start to realize that those things do carry over. We will get to some more coach audio here. It is the Jason Gregor Show. Connor Halley, Declan Kruger sitting in for the final segment. Chris Knobloch was asked about the goalie duo with Jarry and Ingram, and trying to keep them both engaged and getting that rotation going.
Right now, we're just balancing the goaltenders. They're rotating pretty much back and forth, but a lot of that has to do with Jarry coming back from injury. Now, they're both playing really well, and we feel very confident putting either one of those guys in and playing back-to-backs. But, after the week, we'll probably reevaluate what that schedule is. We kind of have it mapped out, since Jarry came back, what it was going to look like for the next 7-10 days. But after that, time's up, and then we'll look at, Jarry getting back-to-back games or whatever that happened to be.
Yeah, I mean, right now it's a good thing. We had talked about it a little bit on Fantasy Frenzy that, is it a 1A, 1B situation? And I had a couple texts saying they don't really like that. To me, it's just terminology. Yeah, no, if you have a guy that's 1A, another guy that's 1B, that tells me that you have a good goaltending duo, and whoever gets the call that night should put you in a good position to win. And, for the Edmonton Oilers, since rolling with these guys, it has been improved. And if Tristan Jarry can stay healthy, probably a pretty good setup going into the playoffs, but you don't have that experience. So we'll have to take it game by game when they get to that point. Final quote we have from Chris Knobloch. He was just asked about Curtis Lazar getting into game 600, and just the more he's had him, the more he's played, and kind of what he's learned about his style of game and how that's led to him be able to trust the forward.
Well, it's nice having Lazar in our lineup. And, I don't think there's any coincidence that our record is better when Curtis is in the lineup. He just helps our team out in a lot of areas. One, the penalty kill. Another thing that he does a lot of is take defensive zone faceoffs. And when you have a guy like that you can throw out there for those D zone faceoffs, it reduces the workload for a guy like McDavid and Draisaitl, just because they don't have to start in the defensive zone as often, and they can start more in the offensive zone. And obviously they're more dangerous down there, and not that they can't play defense, but just put them to their strengths. And so Lazar's been handling a lot of those responsibilities. And, it's not that, he came out of the lineup a few times, but I think it was more because of giving other guys opportunities and finding out what we had from other guys. I think we were always confident and knew what we were going to get from Curtis, but we were just giving other guys opportunities. But I think we got to a point where realizing how valuable he is and how much he helps us.
There you go. Comments from Oilers head coach Chris Knobloch earlier today as they get to take on the New Jersey Devils. And Curtis Lazar, I'll age myself a little bit. Back in the day, I used to work in the Oilers broadcast with Corey Graham and Kent Simpson and Guy Fleming for a little while here. And I remember the buzz with Curtis Lazar when he was drafted. Like, this guy's going to be a really good player. He got there. His first season, 20 goals. He improved to 38. And then his final season with the Oil Kings was, I believe, the year he captained the World Junior team as well. In just 58 games played, he had 41 goals, 76 points. He was an absolute stud for the Edmonton Oil Kings, and obviously a first-round pick. Went to the Ottawa Senators. Didn't maybe go up to what we had expected it to be. Spent some time in the AHL on a couple occasions, but for him to get the game 600 in the NHL, absolutely awesome, and congratulations to him for doing so. And with that being said, that's going to do it for us here on the Jason Gregor Show. Coming up next, we got pregame coverage with Andrew Walker, Donovan Paulson, and Landon Ferraro. If you missed anything, go check out the podcast up at Apple, Google, Spotify, wherever you get it from. Of course, we had Josh Szymanski, Oilers prospect, Chico Hirsch, former NHLer, analyst for the New Jersey Devils, joined us. Dave McCarthy. We had TR in studio, Tater, Struddy, Spec, DVD. It's all up at Apple, Google, Spotify, wherever you get your podcast from. Tomorrow on the show, we'll recap it. Mike Rupp will be by. We've got the Business of Sports, Tyler Yaremchuk, Spec, and more. So we'll talk to you again tomorrow here on the Jason Gregor Show. For Jason, Declan, and myself, have a great night. Pre-game coverage coming up next. But before we get to that, a final Sports 1440 update brought to you by Lake Sea Heating and Cooling. No payments, no interest for a year. That's how you build a legacy at lakeseaheating.ca. Have a great night, everyone.
This is a Sports 1440 update.
It is game day. Oilers in action, taking on the New Jersey Devils just after 8 o'clock tonight. Pre-game coverage with Walker, Paulson, and Ferraro coming up next. Currently, you do have the Canadians leading the Wild 2-1 after 20. Sharks and Lightning tied at 1 apiece. Then up on the Blue Jackets 2-1, and midway through the first, Stars Bruins scoreless. Later on, Preds host the Sabres. Blues are in Winnipeg, and the Kings taking on the Rangers. In the association, Toronto Raptors in San Fran taking on the Warriors. Tip off just after 8. Right now, Suns trail the 76ers 43-41 in the second quarter. Later, you got the Timberwolves in Utah. Rockets host the Spurs. Lakers meet the Nuggets. And the Heat taking on the Kings. In the BCHL, Spruce Grove in action, taking on Trail at the Thompson Family Arena. Puck drop set for 7 o'clock. In the AJ earlier today, Devon doubles up Drumheller 4-2. And Fort Mac gets past Calgary 6-5 in overtime. PWHL action tonight. We've got a double header. Right now, Ottawa up on New York 2-0 after 20. Later on tonight, Seattle taking on Toronto. That's going to do it for us here on the Jason Gregor Show. Up next, pregame coverage. I'm Connor Halley. This has been a Sports 1440 update.
This is Sports 1440, a Stingray radio station broadcasting on Treaty 6 territory.
Download the free iHeartRadio app